All right. All right, cool. I'm giving a second for the people to come in a little bit.
I don't know why my picture ain't showing up on StreamYard because I got one, but it's all good.
All right. Let me send out the link. All right. Send out the link. All right. Send out the link.
Let's see. Yeah, I give them some type of avatar.
All right. You do the introduction. All right. What's
All right.
up? Peace and blessing, everybody. We got another episode of Jeremiah 29 Foundation. We got a guest today. We're going to be discussing the Enoch calendar. We're going to be discussing does it also fit the prophecies of Ezekiel, and we're going to allow our new guest to introduce himself and give us a breakdown of the Enoch calendar for many that don't know about it.
Shalom, shalom, everybody. All praises to the Most High first and foremost by saying hallelujah. Without further ado, I'm Yaziel Israel out of Cincinnati, Ohio. But I want to go over, just like Uriah said, in regard, go over the book of Enoch and how, and Jubilees as well, and how the book of Enoch contains how our months, days, and years are to be structured. Because and when you actually look into Enoch and you study these books, all questions and confusion go out the window. We no longer have to guess with the using the new moon, the B, all of that will go out of the window. And hopefully, if as more people start to gravitate to Enoch, it'll bring us all together instead of all these disagreements amongst these camps. So with that being said, if I can present my screen, I think I can do that.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, let me see.
Let's see. I don't know if it's sharing or not.
Share screen. Hold on.
It should show like the book of Enoch.
Wait a minute.
Because on my screen, I'm showing that I'm showing my screen.
Right. Hold on. Sure. It says the browser is blocking your screen. Click the screen and address boards will not access. Wait a minute. Maybe I should be probably a guest. It says let's look at this. There it is. Oh, there it is. Let me see.
So I'm resharing now. At least that's what it's showing on my screen.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to. Okay, Okay, I go to present. I get share screen. Can you go to present on yours?
That's what I did. I wanted to present, and that's where I hit share screen. Then I pick entire screen, and it's
Let me see if
telling
I
me.
let me see if I fall back. What happened?
Well, now that just show on my screen just my name and the little camera symbol. It don't show my screen. At least I don't think it is. I hope it ain't just disappear.
Um,
I'm here, but yeah, that ain't do
can you
nothing.
add your screen to the stage? Is there any way to do that?
Not from, not from. Let me see if I removed it. Let me see.
Maybe if I share host or something. Let me see.
Present, share, select tab, share. Yeah, say I'm sharing, but
They show it on the thing. Is there ain't no way you could put it up on the actual?
like
Anyway,
I got it up on the actual screen. Like
okay, I see it. Okay, okay,
oh,
I
you
got
see it now?
it. We got it. We got it. Yeah, we good.
Oh, okay, okay. So you can see where it say the Book of Enoch up here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right, y'all. Sorry about that little technical difficulties real quick. So just to pick back up. So this is the Book of Enoch. This is one of the books of Enoch. And in this particular up here, you got sections 1, 2, and 4, 5. This is 3. Anybody can read these books for themselves. I would encourage them to read these books for themselves because the Most High do speak in these books, and the things that are in this books definitely have came to pass. And the Most High's words don't ever turn back void. That being said, the Book of Enoch, chapter 72, all of this here, I'm just gonna highlight. I ain't gonna read it. All of this here goes over exactly how the sun, moon, and the stars operate, how many days there are in a year, all of that. So this is just for anybody that's curious. Don't take my word for it. Go to these books, specifically this one, and you will learn and you will see exactly that the heavens will speak exactly how this book is describing the heavens, the operations of the heavens. So that being said, one of the questions was, me and Uriah had spoke or met a few days ago, and he addressed, he wanted me to watch one of his videos. So I watched one of his videos or a couple of his videos on his podcast or channel. And he was basically talking about the Ezekiel and the 430-day prophecy, and that a 13th month is required in order to fulfill that prophecy. Now, you're right. You can definitely, so I don't misquote you or anything like that. Definitely, like, correct me if I say something that you didn't state. But based off of your video, and I probably should pull it up, shouldn't I? And I can use it for reference.
Yeah, yeah, you
Uh,
can.
so let me do. Let me go to it real quick because I want to go. It's Jeremiah. What was it? Foundation.
Yeah, Jeremiah 29 Foundation.
29 Foundation. Here we go.
Yeah, I
Right
can pull up
here.
the presentation too.
And then this one right here, and I'm gonna turn off the audio because I only want to go to a specific point. Uh, so one of the points that you addressed or that you mentioned was this one right here was your degrees, and I'll touch on that afterwards. But I just wanted to show them where this was on your channel. And then this one right here, you gave a formula 40, Ezekiel, 430 days. This right here.
Right.
This is your video where you stated there's a 13th month in without 100%, without a doubt, there's a 13th month that has to be embedded in order to fulfill this 430 days of affliction that Ezekiel went through. And you have it started at Ezekiel 1, chapter 1, 1 verses 1 through 2 is starting at the 4th month, the 5th day of the month, in the 5th year. And then he and Ezekiel 8 and 12, he got up on the 6th month, the 5th day of the month, in the 6th year, which is 100% scriptural. Accuracy is definitely 100%. So using that formula, this is what you also used here. You mapped it out, using math and using math. You started with the 4th month, the 5th day, and the 5th year, and you went down in sequential order, and you marked out the days, like 25 days in the 5th month, 30 days in the 6th month, 7 day or the 7th month, 30 days, and it followed that format.
Right.
Now, your conclusion to this, I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit, was here. You stated that there's no way that 430 days can be fulfilled within a 12-month cycle. If you use a 12-month cycle, you will run short. It would only add up to 420 days if you use a 12-month cycle. And then you'll be short 10 days, of that 430.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said if you use a 13th month, it will give you 450 days, for 430 days to fit in that count. Now, this being said, this means that what you have said to conclude, to get to the bottom of it, is in 12 months, you're saying if you use 12 months, you will only get 420 days, which is impossible. If you use a 13th month, you will get 450 days, which is an excess of 20 days. There's extra when you add a 13th month. You're now 20 days. You have 20 days extra to after that 430 days.
Right.
So I just want to make sure that we on the same. I don't want nothing to be like that. I'm making this up. So I'm gonna exit this. Now let me go to this PowerPoint real quick. And show this is how this operates. So at the top left, I got your Ezekiel, your Ezekiel 430-day prophecy. Right below it, I basically took what you had and mapped it out almost exactly how you had it on your YouTube channel, so to try to not cause any type of confusion.
Right.
But under Ezekiel 430-day prophecy on the left, I got that, it starts on the 4th month, the 5th day of the month, in the 5th year, just like you. Ezekiel did 430 days of affliction, and in Ezekiel 8 and 12, he got up on the 6th month, the 5th day month, in the 6th year. Exactly how you put it. Now, we do got, the only thing I forgot to put on here was that you had in 12 months, you would fall short. You would only have 420 days. And if you add a 13th month, you will have 450 days. Now, how does this apply with the Enoch calendar, which is 364 days? What does Enoch have to say about this? So on the left, it say 430 days per the book of Enoch. Right underneath that, I got 1 year equals 364 days. I wish I had a pointer. Is this a pointer? Nope. I don't know if you can. Nope, you can't even see my mouse. Oops. Back to. All right, here we go. So I got on the left-hand side, right underneath 430 days per book of Enoch. 1 year per the book of Enoch is 364 days.
Yeah.
He was afflicted per scriptures 430 days. So you would say, so right underneath 430 days, they got 430 days equals 1 year, 2 months, and 6 days. How do you get that? You would say 430 minus, well, you would say you got to know that 364 days is 1 year. He's already it took him 430 days to complete, the affliction. So, just by looking at that 364 going into 430, you already know that 430 days is contained in a year according to Enoch already. Does that part make sense?
Right.
All right. So 430 days equals 1 year, 2 months, and 6 days. How do you get the 2 months and 6 days? Because we already know a year has passed. You would just do simple math. Simple math. 430 days minus 364 days will get you 66 days. So right underneath that, I got 364 days, which is 1 year in parentheses, plus 66 days. When you do the math, 366 or 364 plus 66 will equal perfectly 430 days. Your 66 days is 2 months and 6 days. So look at the chart on the right. If you look at the very far right where I got month and then the pound sign and I got parentheses 1 through 12.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Ezekiel started, or the prophecy started, in the 4th month, correct? So
That's right.
there's your number 4. And then he ended in the, well, it's a sequential order. When you look at 4, it goes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then it starts over just like how your YouTube show on your channel, you had it in this format. Right after 12, you started over and went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
So now look at the column directly to the left of it, running total days. If you when you see I got 30, 60, 91, 121, 152. If you run down this is the first day, or the first time is in the 4th month. This is running you for this is showing you for 12 months. If you count each row, there's only 12 rows. And then you on your 12th row, you would see 364. This means from the fourth month, year 5, and the 5th day, all the way down to where you see 364. There is a year that has passed. One whole year has passed already. How do we know that? It's because it started on the 4th month, 5th day in the 5th year, and then he got up on the 6th month, 5th day in the 6th year. So from the 5th year to the 6th year, we already know that's one whole year already. So when you look on this chart and you look right below where it says, I wish I could show my mouse, but it says remaining days 66, and then you got the 6th gate, the 5th gate, the 4th gate. Those correspond. If you look to the second column, which is labeled month by name, I got 4th month equals year 6, 5th month year 6, the 6th month year 6. So what this chart is telling you, this is only 12 months. This is 12 months. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is 12 months. Well, 1 year, 2 months, and 6 days. Your 2 months are down here, right here. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but it says 4th month, year 6, 30 days, and then 30 days. And then you got your 4 on the far right. And then your 5th month, you're in the year 6, which contains 30 days. And it runs for another 60 days, or it totals up to 60, rather, not another 60 days, because you're doing 30 plus 30. That's 2 months. And then we know that he got up in the 5th day of the 6th month. So we know that means that's not a full 30-day month or 31-day month. You have to remove those 6 days, because those are days that wasn't counted, because he got up on the 5th day. He got up on the 5th day. But without knowing the actual calendar count for the days that Enoch puts in here, you won't know that there's 31 days. So this chart right here, mathematically in order, is showing you that behind, and this is Enoch, and this is only ordained by the Most High. there is no 13th month for this prophecy. There is no we error when we add a 13th month anywhere. And according to Enoch, which was taught by the Most High, this chart is showing 12 months equaling exactly 430 days, which you see that 430 and it's a total right there. And your 6 month, that's your year 6, and that would be the 5th day of that month. That's 430 days exact. It isn't 420. Well, it isn't 420, and then it isn't 450 when you add a 13th month. It's perfectly exact, just like how the Most High is. He's perfect. He is exact. He is a genius. And that's where it goes into the scripture where he say, "Don't add to nor take away." This formula right here, this image right here, you can screenshot this. Anyone can that's watching this can take this and analyze this, and you will see that the book of Enoch fulfills the 430-day prophecy perfectly. No 13th month at all, only 12 using the 364-day count.
All
So
right.
go
All
ahead.
right. I see the presentation is good, but my question is, right, you say it's only 4 days extra in the intercalendary days, right?
Right. There's four. Yeah, that's four per. There's one per season. There's four of them total.
Okay. Okay. So if you was to do the count, you still gonna fall up short a day or 2 days. If
Why
you
would
was
you
to,
fall?
because if we start on the 4th day of the 5th month, right? From to get to that to the next month, even if you add in between the four or whatever, but every three the third month, right after the third month, that's when you get your actual 31 day, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that means it passed that 31st day, right? If it's on the 4th month, the 5th day of the month, right?
When you say it's past the, say that one more time. So I just want to make sure I'm clear.
Like for instance, you only got 3 months with, I mean, you got the 4 months with the 31 days. Now you get to the third month, the 31st day of that month, right? That's the
Right.
intercalendar. Okay, correct. So the fourth month is past the 31. So the 4th month don't have 31 days in it, correct?
And then when you say the fourth month, you're talking about when he started, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the fourth month doesn't have 30 days. So it's following this to make it a little clear. It's following this format, right? This formula right here.
Okay,
If
so
you
the
see on
fourth
the
so,
left,
so to get so hold on, just follow me. So to get to the 4th month to the 5th month, that's gonna be 25 days, right?
it would initially if the count didn't keep going. So I see what you're saying now. But you
Yeah,
got to keep going so you will make it to 30 days. You will make it to that month. You will make a
right,
full
right,
month.
right. That's what I'm trying to show you. And when you get from the 4th month to the 5th month, it's gonna take you 25 days, regardless.
Right.
Okay. So to get to the 5th month to the 6th month, that's gonna be 30 days, right? According to your calendar.
So no, this you missing something. So from the fourth month to you gotta remember about the fifth day. You gotta remember the fifth day. So going from the fourth month to the 5th month. So it would be easier to describe it like this. If you were to say from the fourth month to the fifth day to the 5th month to the fifth day will be 30 days, correct? Not
Right.
25.
But that's what I'm
That's
saying. If I'm
that's
say
how it's that's how this works. That's how this formula.
that's what I'm trying to show you. I'm trying to walk this through. So to get from the 5th day of the 4th month to get to the 5th month, it would take 25 days, correct?
Right. To get to it, but that wouldn't make a full you once you get in
No,
that
it's
fifth
not a,
day.
it's not a, it's not. I'm talking about to get to day one of the 5th month, right?
Oh yeah, 25
It's gonna
days.
take
Right.
25 days. Okay,
Right.
cool. To get to day one of the 6th month is gonna take 30 days, right?
Right.
To get to day one of the 7th month is gonna take 30 days, right?
Right.
To get to day one of the 8th month is gonna take 30 days, right?
Right.
Okay, so now this is when your in the calendar day come in, right? On the 9th month.
Well, if you look at it from that perspective, that would probably be accurate to say. That would probably be accurate to say. But
Okay. No, I'm just saying. I just want us to walk this through so we can follow the math. So now we we got one in it. We gonna put that in the bank. So we got $1 extra, right? So now we got the $1 extra to get to 9 to 10. That's 30 days, right? The first day of the 9th month to the 10th day of the first day of the 10th month. That's 30 days. You with me?
so from the ninth to the 10th, that would be
Well,
30
30
days.
with like yeah. So to get to the 10th to the 11th, that's gonna be 30 days, right?
You would have that would be 31 days. So every 91 days is an intercalary day.
That's when I'm with you. I agree, right? I'm walking with you. So the 9th month and the 12th months are 31-day months, right?
Correct. They would be 31 days. That's right.
Okay. So now we got 2 extra days put to the side, right? So now to get to 12 to 1, that's gonna be 30 days, right? Or what we'll get to that's gonna be another 30, that's gonna be that 31 days, right? So now we have 1 to 2, that's gonna be 30 days, right?
I can't say that I'm actually visually following, not
Yeah,
visually,
you want me
but
to you want me to share let me bring up the breakdown presentation, right? I show
because
you want me to share the
sure,
screen?
I could do that. I just want to just to be clear that this is the count every 91 days
Yeah,
is
I
a
agree. I
particular
agree.
day
Every
and the
say so
math
look, it's 30. So the Enoch calendar has 364 days in a year, right? So every
correct.
90 days is a extra 31 days or whatever, right?
Every
So the
91 day, every 91st day is the intercalary day.
right. So you got the 3rd month gonna have 31 days. The 6th month gonna have the 31. The 31 days. The 9th month gonna have 31 days, and the 12th month gonna have 31 days. Right.
Correct. 3, 6,
Okay.
9,
All
and
right.
12.
Now,
That's
now,
31 days.
now, I want you to follow me. I want you to follow me. Once we do this, now, if you want me to share the screen, I can. We can.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I can. I'll stop.
So we don't. So we'll add these extra days in for you.
So let me do stop screen. There we go. So I
All right.
stop sharing.
All right. Bring up that count. So
Yeah.
now we got through here. Remember, the 4th month only has 31. The 3rd month is the 31 day, right? So we passed that. So now we know to get from 4 to 5 is going to be 25 days. We know to get from 5 to the 6th month is going to be 30 days. Now you said that the in the calendar day is right here. So that right there is going to be 30. Let's just cut it and make it 31. Just
That
just
would be
for
31 days.
right. Let's just do that. So now you get from the 7th month to from the 7th from the it's 31. From the 7th month to the 8th month is 30 days, right?
Right.
From the 8th month to the 9th month is 30 days. From
It
the
would be
ninth
30.
month, From the
from the
ninth
ninth.
month, from the ninth month to the 10th is gonna it's gonna be 31. From the ninth
Exactly.
from
Right.
all
Your
right, we're gonna
ninth
put
month would be
31.
31.
Right. Okay, cool. So now the 10th to the 11th, 30,
30
11th,
days.
the 11th to the 12th is 30, and then 12 to 1, we're gonna put 31.
Yeah, it would be 31 days in your 12th month.
All right. Let's keep walking with me. All right, now let me move this out the way. So now we got 3 days extra so far. So now we're going from the first month to the second month, which is 30 days. Second month to the third month is 30 days. Third month to the fourth month is 31 days.
31. So it wouldn't
Right,
be in
right,
your
right. Hold
fourth,
on, hold on. Just keep.
not your fourth month. It wouldn't be in your fourth month. You
Yeah,
off. It would be
it's still the
your
that's how
30.
many days in between the third month to the fourth month. That's what I'm trying to show. It takes to get from day one of the third month to get to the day one of the fourth month is going to be 31 days. Okay, now to get to the fourth day one of the fourth month to the fifth month is going to be 30 days, and then to get to the sixth month, the fifth day of the sixth month is going to be 35 days. Now let's add all this up
It
and
would be
see.
36.
Let's
It's
add
30.
all this. Just add it all up. Just add it. We add all these up. We just added 1, 2, 3, 4 more days, and see if you come up with 430 days.
I guess you can go ahead and do that, but that would be
It's
that's
gonna come up to
something off.
424. It's come up to 424. It's gonna be short. All we did, even with adding the intercalendary days, you're still gonna come up short. We only added 1, 2, 3, 4 days into that count that already exists. So you only added
But you
4
still
days.
got your 5 days. You still got it's remember I said it's 36 days in your 6 month because you got 31 days. So
No,
you
no,
will
no,
come
no,
up
no,
with
no, no. That's
430.
35. Right. Look, that's what I'm trying to show you. To
What I'm
get from
saying
the
is
from the
that
get from the fifth month, the first day of the fifth month to the sixth month, the fifth day of that month is 35 days. That's what
what
I'm
I'm
trying to
saying
show you.
right. What I'm saying is that's incorrect. It will be 36 days.
Okay.
What you're missing, what we're missing is you've got the year and the month, but you haven't accounted for the 5 days in those months. And with
That's what it
five
is.
plus one, 5 plus 1 is 6. So when you add that 6 day, it's going to 424 plus 6 is going to get you
But that's
430
what I'm
days.
trying to show you, bro. Like, hold on, bro. I'm trying to show you. To get from 5 to 6 is 30 days. Period. Now to get the 5 more days in that month, that's 35 days. Right? To
No,
get
that's
from day one of the fifth month to get to the day one of the sixth month is 30 days. And to get to the fifth day of the sixth month, that's just 5 more days.
you
So that's
missing
35.
you missing this. Remember, I told you the intercalary days or every 91 days. That'll be in your third
Right.
month, your
That's the
sixth
end
month,
of the
your
sixth
ninth
month.
month, and your
That's
12th month. So
that's what I'm saying, but that's the
your
end of the
sixth.
sixth month.
Hang on, your 6 month down there at the very bottom. You're assuming that it's 30 days. It wouldn't be 30 days. It would be 31. The reason why you off is because you got 31 days in the fourth month. You would have needed to put 31 days at the third month and put the fourth month back to 30 days, which would be accurate. And then in your 6 month, that's going to
No,
be
no,
your
no.
intercalary month,
With
and
this.
that'll give you
No,
your
no, no, no,
one.
no, 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 no. You're not getting it. This is only in between. This is showing in between days. It's not how many days in that month. It's how many days it take to get from this date to this date. This date
Exactly.
to that date.
It's
So
exactly.
what I'm showing you is that in order to get from the fifth month, let's just hypothetically we in January, right? And to get to February the 5th, right? We got to go through all those days plus the 5 days and that will equal up a total of 35 days. You get what I'm saying?
Right. So I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying is your math is off by one. You that's what I'm saying. In your 6 month, the reason why your math is off is because in your 6 month, you there's 31 days in that 6 month, not 30. That's
But
where you're gonna
you
get.
haven't
That's
got
how.
to the completion of the
Huh?
31. Now, if I was going from the 6 month to the 7th month, then you would count 31. But you don't even get to the 31 day in the 5th day of that month. You get what I'm saying?
So
You
without
only got
you,
4 extra days that we even added on to this. Not even 4. You only got 1, 2. You had 4 extra days. So if the math already was at 420, so if I add 4 days, you still gonna come up short.
you was already. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. You have to physically count this on a calendar, which is built out by myself truly from the book of Enoch. If you were to take the calendar, if I sent this to you and you looked at it on the 4th month, the 5th day, and the 5th year, and you just manually counted all the way up until the 6th month, the 5th day of the 6th month, 5th day of the 6th year, you will come out exactly 430 days. You have to actually see this and count it. And even when you're doing the math, like I said, you have to take into account the 5 days that you're counting the months and the years, but you're missing the 5th day. That 5th day is going to bring you up
How many
to.
extra days are there? If it's only 364 days in a year, we can't add extra days to the year. It's
No,
only
we're not adding.
360. It's
We're
only
not.
364 days, right?
So, right.
So, right. So if the count was already 420, period, right? Only thing you're adding is 4 more days to something that already exists, which is 420. You're still coming up short from 430, period.
So what I understand what you're saying, and this is what happens when we don't actually read and study the book of Enoch. Our count will be a little bit, it'll be tweaked.
So so
You
so
will go
so so
lower,
so
and then
let's
you will have more
so
days.
so this is what I want you to do. Show me how you get any more days than 364
You don't
in
get
a
any
year.
more days than 364. What happens is you start your after your 364 day, you have to start over. You have to start the count over because that new
Right.
year has started.
and and that's what I'm showing you here, right? It's only from the start of Enoch. You only have 1, 2, 3, 4 intercalendary days extra.
Correct.
Okay, so if we had 420 already, and all I did was added 4 more days, how do I get 6, 7, 10 extra days?
This is what I'm saying. The format of how you have this
So
structure.
where does these extra days come in at? We
There
don't get
there
no
are
more
no
extra
extra
days.
there is no extra days. That's what I'm saying.
That
There
that
are no
and that's
extra
what I'm
days
saying. So
like I showed
we
on the
we
calendar.
we we did the start over, right? We went from 12 to 1, and we added the 31 days in the 4th month. That it takes to get from the 3rd month to the 4th month. That took 31 days to complete the count from the third first day of the 3rd month to get to the first day of the fourth month. That will take you 31 days, right?
So from the 4th month, the 5th day and the 5th year is 25 days, right?
Yes.
Now in the 6th month, the 5th day of this in that next year, how many days is now I want to say how many days is that? If
What you
that
where
in
you
the
at?
sixth, I'm on your
If you
screen at the bottom, at the very bottom of your
Right,
screen.
right,
You got
right.
at the
So if
top,
we
it's
in the fifth,
25 days, right?
if we in the 5th month, if we in the
25,
fifth, it's
not the 5th month,
35.
not the 5th month. You got this is where you're missing. This is where you have to visually see this. Your 25 days, those 5 days is being made up in the 6th month on that 5th day. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
This is how that's
let's break it.
operating.
Let's break it down even. Okay, we still in the because we was in the 5th year. We didn't go to the 6th year to the 12th month. That's when it changed from the 5th year to the 6th year. So all
Right.
of these is 6 year period. All of these are 6 years. All of these are the 6 year. Now
Right, which
we
is
in
what
the
I
fifth.
showed.
We are in the 5th month of the 6th year. Now, if we on day 1 of the 5th month, how many days is it going to take to get to the 5th month to the first day of the 6th month?
Say that again.
How many days is it going to take you to get from the 5th month to the 6th month?
Well, that's 31 days.
To
If
get
are
from
you
five
at the bottom of your screen?
to get from 5 to the 6th month, how many
That's 30.
days?
That's 31 days. Exactly.
I
That's
okay,
31 days.
I give you that. All right, now to get to the 5 more days added on to that, how many days would that be all
That's
together?
six. That's
From
36. That's 36 days. That would
okay,
be
so
that's
we got
six.
30. I even give you another day, even though the 6th month is the 31 day, but I give you another day. You still coming up short.
Okay, so let's do this. Let me try to make it even a
You
little bit
still gonna
easier.
come up
Take
short.
take your the very just we'll just do by months. We'll break this down even smaller increments. From the very first month, which is the 4th month, correct?
All right, we at the 4th month. This is the date. The
Don't even
5th.
ignore and we're in the 4th month of the 5th year. Ignore the day, the 5th day part, right? Now,
Okay.
how many would you say? Would you agree that from the 4th month in the 5th year, if you were to look at the down at the bottom, if you go down to the bottom, take your cursor down to the 4th month, which would be in the 6th year. How long is that? A year, correct? That's 1 year. Does
To
that make
what?
sense? Let me say that again. From
No.
the 4th month,
You don't get to the 6th year until you pass the 12th month. This is where it
but listen to
changes.
what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying. From the 4th month at the
Right.
very top in the 5th year, right? This is year 5, the 4th month. Take your mouse and hover over the 4th month down there at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
That's the 6th year, right? That's the
We into
4th
the
month
6th
in the
year.
6th year, right?
Yeah.
So from the 4th month, the 5th year to where your cursor is right there from the 4th month, the 6th year is 1 year, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So 1 year has already passed. He's telling, and so you got remainder of how many months after there? You got that 5th month and you got that 6th month right there remaining. You
But
got
that's the
2 more
thing.
months.
That's the thing you missing out though, brother. You
Not,
counting a
I'm
year
not
what
missing.
you
I'm not missing that out. Hold on, let me
no,
finish.
no,
Let me
no.
finish.
I'm agreeing with you what you saying, right? But you skipping over that 5th day. We can't
We
make it
gonna
a
add it. We
we
gonna
can't
add that.
no
We
you
need.
don't add it, you subtract it.
So
It's
look,
like you no, hear me out because I'm gonna help you. If you at 5 months you're subtracting 5 days from
5
that. You
days,
don't
right? Which
add
would be
you don't
25.
it, right, but you're not adding no, like for instance, if I go from here,
You
if,
missing the 5 days. You subtract the
no,
5 days from the 4th
that's what
month,
I'm trying to
but
show you.
your 5th, you have to add
You got it. You
5
get,
more days in the 6th
but that's
month.
what I'm trying to. Let me walk you through it because I see where you met. I see where the mistake you is at. When you get from here 4th month to this year, you're that to you that's a year, right?
That's a year,
Right, that's a year. All
364
right,
days.
okay, cool. But you didn't start from day 1, so you have to add. I mean, subtract 5 days
5
off it.
days.
Right. So now it's still the same amount of days in between that we just talked about. It's all still the same. And like I told you, if you add these 2 days to that, you still gonna come up 5 days short from
That's
430. You don't
respectfully,
add these
that's
days,
incorrect.
you subtract the days.
I agree with you.
If I started it's like if I started on the 5th day and I say a month later, I don't have a completed 30-day month because I didn't start from day 1.
I
Same
agree
thing,
with
you
you.
didn't start from day 1 on the 4th day. You started on day 5 of the 4th month. My bad. You start on day 5 of the 4th month. So you don't add the 5, you subtract the 5, and that's
In the
probably where the
first month
math is going
only,
on.
You subtract the 5 in the first month
That's what that's
only,
but that's
and
what I'm saying. Even if you go a whole year, right? Because you didn't start, like, so for instance, this right here is the first day of the first month. All of these from here on down to here to the 5th month. This day 1 of that month. It's not day 5. It's not none of them other days. It's day 1. This is day 1 of the 5th month, day 1 of the 4th month, day 1 of the 3rd month, day 1 of the so and so all the way through, right? So if I'm on day 1 of the 4th month, right, that means that I have to subtract 5 days because that ain't day 1 of the 4th month. You get what I'm saying?
Agreed. Respectfully, I agree with what you're saying. What I'm telling
Okay.
you is
So
those
so
5.
so now let's do the math from here, right?
I showed you the math.
That's what I'm showing you. It's you're going to be off 5 days. You're going to still fall short. There's no way that if because
Your
you
5
added
days is being
5,
made up in that 6th month on that 5th day is what I'm
but
trying to
what I'm
explain.
trying to tell you is where you messed up is you added 5 days and you don't add 5. You subtracted.
You
That's so
only
that's
sub-
So
Go ahead.
that's you still going to fall short from 430. Period. It don't matter how the count is. It's still the same amount of days, no matter where we starting from. And you saying the year or whatever, it's still the same. You're still going to fall short because now if we would have started on the first day of that month, then yeah, it would have been 430. But we started on the 5th day of that month, meaning that if you want to say, oh, this is a year, you have to still subtract them 5 days, even when you want to add these last 3 counts into it. You know what I mean? You can't say that this is the first day of the 4th month. You started on the 5th day
On the 5th
of the
day,
4th
right?
month. Exactly. So that's not going to be 364 to get from here to here. You get
From
what I'm
the
saying?
you right. So from the 4th
That's
month to
going to
the
be at
4th month where
4.
your
That's going to
cursor
be
is, it would not be. It
that's what
would
I'm
not
trying to
be
tell you.
from the
It's
4th month to the 4th. Let's just assume from the, like I said, from the 4th month, 5th day at the very top of that 5th year, you went to the 4th month, the 5th day, and the 6th year, because you have to include that. That's going to be
Yeah, it's
364
still the
days.
year. Exactly. That's what I'm
So
agreeing with you.
now you have 2 months left. In 2 months, one of your months, your 5th month is going to have 30 days, and then your 6th
How is
month,
the 5th
you're going to
month
have
gonna have
31
30
days.
days? That's what I'm saying. I already accounted for all of that. That's why I added the interconnect. I added the day right here. I added it. Everything is accounted for. You know what I mean?
So
So
listen to me.
all we have to do, the cycle is already put down in math. The cycle is already written. You know what I mean? We don't need to see a circle or none of that. All we're doing is just counting the months. And all you would do is add up all the days. Just add it up. And it's going to
That's
fall
facts,
short.
100% facts. But what I'm saying is, from the 4th month of the 5th year, the 5th day, if you were to go all the way down to that 4th month, and even though you don't got the 5th day, 6th year, let's just assume it's there. From the 4th month, the 5th day, the 5th year at the top, to the
But that's
4th
what I'm trying
month,
to show
to the
you is
5th
that
day of the 6th year, you will have 364 days. Is what I'm trying to tell you. There, you just don't have the 4th month, 5th day written right there down there at the bottom. If you were to write 4th month, 5th day, 6th year, you will
no,
have
this
your
is the 5th month of the 5th day of the 6th month. I
no,
got
no,
that
no,
written.
no. I'm saying take your mouse over to the 4th month, and if you were to write right beside it, 5th day, 6th year, that would mean from the very top, from the 4th month, 5th day
Right,
of the
right.
5th
But then
year
that
to the
means
4th
that
month, 5th
but
day of the 6th year, that will be 364 days. So
okay,
you have a
okay. Now, now,
remaining
now,
of
now, now,
two
now,
months.
stop. Hold it,
Hold on,
hold it,
wait one
hold it,
second.
hold it, hold it, hold it.
From the 5th month,
Because
go ahead.
I
It's your
want to
channel. You're
agree
right. Go
with you
ahead.
because we making this harder than what it is, and it ain't gotta be. When I'm showing you, even if you did that, that means it ain't gonna take no 30 days to get from 4th month to the 5th month. Then you get what I'm saying? Even if you was to add the 5 right there, There
It
you
would make it perfect. It would make it a full year if you wrote that right there, is what I'm trying to tell you. If you were to put fifth day, 6 year right there, that will complete 364 days.
all right, so if we write, okay, let's just make it, let's do it then. We'll just write, for instance. But then we have to change this up because this gonna be 25 days. Or no, no, no.
No,
No,
that
no, no,
wouldn't
no,
be.
no. To get from the 30th to the fourth day of the fifth month is gonna take you 35 days. So all we doing is just taking moving numbers around. It's still the same amount of days, no matter how we maneuver the days. It's still
You have to maneuver them correctly from the fourth month to the fifth day, the very top, to the fifth year, and down to the bottom where your cursor is blinking. If you were to write fourth month, fifth day, 6 year, that will
okay. Okay,
complete
okay. Let
that will complete
let's
364
let's
days.
let's all right. Let's do that then. Let's do it then. All right. So say we at the fifth month, the fifth day of that in the 6 year, right?
And the 6 years. So now you would
Okay,
have to
okay.
change that from
So
31
now
days. You
this
had to
this no, 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 no. We got to change this first. This got to get changed first. So if we going from no, 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 no. Let me see.
You
Let's
don't
make
have
sure
to
everything.
listen. You don't have to change any of these. Is you
Yes, you
already
do. Yes, you
you
do
got
because
31 days. You got the fourth, fifth month and the fifth day, and that fifth where you're typing the fifth day. Those two are going to make up for each other at the beginning and the end of the
but
year.
that's
They're
what I'm
gonna
trying
those
to
5
show
days
you
that were
though.
missing.
That's what I'm trying to show you though, brother, is that to get from because all of these months were the first day, right? All of them,
Right.
every last one was the first day.
Except
So
the last
now
one.
all you have done is just made me from instead of getting to the first day of this month, you made me go to the fifth day of this month. So that means all I have to do is subtract 5 days from another month to get from this to that. And it's the same thing to get from
If you
here to here. It'll be a subtraction, right?
if you subtract that, you're gonna fall up short every single time. That's the
Exactly,
error.
and that's what I'm
That's
trying
the
to
error.
tell you.
I
How do I
understood
get
that.
from the fifth day to how do I get from 4 or 5 to the fifth month? That's going to take only 25 days
It's gonna be 30 days. It's
to
30
get
days.
from
You
the
have to
fifth
physically
month to
count.
the day one of the fifth month.
You
I'm
have
getting
this.
to this
You
or
got
this
your
is
fifth
day
day is
one. This
your
is day
fifth day
one.
is
This is the
being
first
made
day.
up. Your
This is
fifth
the
day.
first day. This is the first. These are the first days.
I
Let me
agree
put
with you
S2.
100%. Those are
These
starting
are
from
all
day
first
one.
day. These are
Those are starting
all
from day
first day.
one. And
Yeah,
your
these are
fourth and your
all
sixth
first
month,
days.
is the only ones that got the extra days in there, the extra five
Exactly, and that's what
days.
I'm trying to show you, though, brother. We making it harder than what it is, because what I'm telling you, what happened is you added 5 days when you don't add 5 days. You subtract 5 days because if you're got 5 days already into that month, it's not going to take you 30 days to complete that month. You get what I'm saying? We're
Right.
completing months
I
to get
understood
to the
that.
next month. You get what I'm saying? So where I think the math messed up is instead of subtracting the 5, you added the 5. But anyway we go with this, we can keep moving. It's like I'm taking pennies. I got 100 pennies all together, and I got 5 pots. I got 20 in this pot, 20 in this pot, and all I'm doing is moving pennies around. But it's still 100 pennies in the pot. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think the math happened is that you might have added 5 days when you sort of subtracted, which still comes up short from 430. Period.
So
No matter how you slice it, it's still gonna come up short 400, shorter than 430.
I would just say the people, they can go back and watch this. They got both our charts up. They can recall both the charts, the one that was created based off of the book of Enoch, and it will show you the math and how many days are in each month, and the 66 remaining days, which makes up the 2 months, that will get you to 430
Not,
perfectly. You
But
gotta.
that's what I'm trying to say, because
This
that's
is
you
no. In
can't have
addition,
you can't have two rights when it comes to math. It's either it's right or it's wrong. You get what I'm saying? So
right? I agree with that. Your math shows your math
if
based off of your
if
scripture
I
shows
started on
in
the if
court.
I'm saying we can make it real simple. If I started on the fourth month, the fifth day of the month in the fifth year, to get to the first day of that month, the fifth month, that's 25 days. To get to the first day of that month, that's 31 days. To get to the first day of the next month, it's 30 days. To get to the first day of the next month, it's 30 days. To get to the first day of this month, it's 31 days. And we could just keep going on. They
Right.
understand that these
Fact.
is the first days of the month, right?
Fact.
So you can't, there's no misunderstanding when these is all the first days of these months, and all you've done is just added a 31 day on a few of them, which still doesn't get you to 430. It only gets you to 420 or 425 if you would give you an extra day. It still doesn't matter. Ezkiel, that would have been impossible for him to fulfill that. He doesn't have enough time. With 450 days, he has enough time to get his food. He has enough time to do everything the Almighty commanded him to do to fulfill that prophecy. But that's impossible to come up short. It's just impossible.
So I agree with you on the whole shortness. I'll say I can just we probably
No,
can
because
go even a
it's
little.
only a certain amount of days. Period. I mean, Enoch, even no matter what how you slice the Enoch calendar, it's only a certain amount of days you can add it. Even if
You
you
don't
add it,
add. You're not adding.
until
That's so. Just to be clear, there were no days added. What I was trying to
the
say was the
I
5 days that
think
you're
the
being
fifth
subtracted
day. I
at
think
the
the
very
fifth day.
beginning, it makes up for at the end of that year, at the end of the 430 days, those 5 days are being made up
But that's
already.
what I'm trying to show
That's what
you.
I was
That I
saying,
think
and it
that's
will
where
get
the
you
miss.
to.
I think that was the misunderstanding, though. I ain't saying that what you did was wrong. The misunderstanding is you added the 5 instead of subtracting the 5. That's what I'm saying. That's probably was the misunderstanding. You added the 5 when if I in the fifth day of the month, it's going to take me lesser amount of days to get to day one of that next month. You get what I'm saying? Than the complete 30 or 31 days, however you want to slice it. I'm saying you probably calculated it as if that was a completed 31 days to get from that fifth day to that first day of that month. You get what I'm saying?
So I get what you're saying, and we don't do that. The Enoch calendar don't do that because it don't add or take
Let me
away.
matter of fact, I want you to share your screen again. And
I'm sharing it already. I'm
yeah, I
sharing it
want
now.
you, I'm gonna pull it up. I want you to share this. Let's see what we can.
And then we
This
also
you
want to
this
touch on your.
yours? Hold on.
Let me see. You can
Okay,
see
that's sure. Yeah, that's sure.
it's me.
Show your calculation. So I wanna go over this again.
So look on the left, far left hand side. One
Right.
year is 364 days. He was
Uh-huh.
afflicted for 430 days.
Right.
430 days equals 1 year, 2 months, and 6 days. How do we get that? The 430 days has already ran past 364 days. So already based off of Enoch, let's just say, just humor me. Let's just say there are 100% 364 days in 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Not 365, not 366, 364. We know that he was afflicted for 430
I see where
days.
you
So
messed up. I see
so
it
you
now.
have to see, so you have to ask yourself, how long is actually 430 days? when you do the calculations, 364 out of or 364 days out of 430, you have already reached your year. So in that 364 day of that 430 days,
I
you
see
have
where you
already
messed in.
reached 1 year. Now when you do the math, when you do 430 minus 366, because you're looking for the remainder of those days, you will get 66 days. 66
Right.
days equals to 2 months and 6 days, because in your fifth and your fifth month, you will have 30 days. And in your sixth month, because it's an intercalary month, you will have 31 days. So you
Mm-hmm.
do the math, you do 364 plus 66 days. Those are your 2 months and your 6 days. You will land perfectly without adding no days, without subtracting any days. You will
Can I
you will
can I
get
show
to
you where you messed up
430
though,
days
brother?
perfectly.
Can I
Go
show
ahead.
you where you messed up? If you look and see on the fourth month of the fifth day, it's not going to take you 350 days to get a completed year. That's what I'm trying to show you. You have to
350. Where you get
subtract.
350? You mean 364?
Yeah,
Oh,
364. It's not going to take you it's not going to take you 364 days to complete that year. To get from the next one, and that is not going to take that much. You still have to subtract the 5. You're not
you you
starting on the first day of that month.
you got to subtract 6 at the very end down here at the bottom, because you're missing the intercalary day. You have to
No, no,
subtract
no, no,
those
no,
6 that's
no. To
down
get
here at
to
the
the, to
bottom.
get let me let before we even get before no 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 before we even get to that, right? You have to complete 364 days. If I'm starting on the fourth month of the fifth, I mean the fifth day of the fourth month, and to get to the first month, I mean the fourth month of the sixth year, that's not 364. Why? Because you started on the fifth day of the fourth month. I didn't start on the first day of the fourth month. You get what I'm saying?
Right, I understand what you're saying, and you
Okay, okay.
100%
So
right.
so and that's what I'm trying to show you is that you're still coming up short because that's not the whole completed
But you
360 that's not the completed 364 days
you're
to get.
missing. Go ahead, just go ahead.
Because then if you want to even take that into account, that's why it's so easier to break it down every month so you don't have no confusion. All you have to do is just take it month by month, real easy and slow and nicely. You could take however you want to count it, and all you have to do is add up all the days. That's it. It's not it don't matter how where you want to group a year, is still the same amount of days regardless. I'm saying is that to make the count easy so you can see it, just take it month by month and you will see clearly, like, okay, to get from here to here to here to here to here all the way to the next to that last date and add up all the days, you will see what you got. And you're not going to, I'm telling you where you went wrong is that you didn't you added 5 or you didn't subtract the 5. That's where it's at. You know what I mean?
So I'll say this and I'll yield, because this is your, you know what I mean? This is your stream yard. Those who was watching, go back through this and look at this. Take this chart. You can screenshot this, do the math, do the count, build the calendar out yourself, and then look at his calculations and do the math, and then you can determine if the book of Enoch is in error or not. With that being said, if you don't mind, I'll go into the 10 degrees you mentioned,
All right,
because
that's
I
cool.
don't want to. Go ahead. What'd you say?
No, that's cool. We cool.
Okay, okay.
I just wanted to clear it up. I'm seeing where from what I see right here, where it says that 400 days, we got 430. When you got 1 year equal 364, right?
Right.
That's if you started on the first day of the fourth month. You still to get a completed year from the fourth month to the fourth month on both of them years is going to take you 329 days to complete of a year. Period. You got to subtract them 5 days. You can't say that I'm gonna get from the third day of March and I'm gonna get to the first day of April and that's 30 days. No, because in order to get from the third day of March to April, that's only 27 days. You get what I'm saying? You can't
I
say,
just I,
yeah. So if
I
so if I say so if I get to March 1 of the next 2025 and I'm in March 2024 and I get to that next March, that's not going to be 165 days. It's going to only be 162 days. Why? Because I started on the third day of March. I didn't start on day 1 of March. You get what I'm saying?
no, I feel what you're saying. I get
So
what
it's
I
the
understand what
same.
you're saying.
It's the same thing. But
I
what I'm saying,
understand.
it'd been easy to break it down if you would have just if you just take them 1 month at a time, just take them 1 month at a time, and then add up the days in between those months. Even if you want to add 31 days or whatever the case may be, you're going to come up short. Period.
And
And it's
right, I want to say right, but what you're saying is they can take this running chart and it's month by month, and they can do the calculations themselves,
okay.
and they will see that Enoch don't lie. But I digress and yield to that, respectfully. But just for I know you said you only had an hour, so for sake of time, if you don't, we can touch on to the 10 degrees, because
Yeah.
we can you can come back to this later, because we can, I mean, we can politic if you want to some more, so I can get you a better understanding of how the Book of Enoch and how our days work. But I see it from your perspective, I do. So I just we just sometimes some people, when I try to explain the Book of Enoch to individual, every last one of them, when those the ones that haven't studied it, or because math, like I would say, women lie, men lie, numbers don't lie, the
That's
heavens
what
don't
I'm
lie.
saying. It ain't a
You
book.
know,
It ain't the
so
book thing. It could be the book of butterflies. It don't matter what the book is. I'm saying, like, if you got a calendar that has only 364 days in it, and you do the math to get from 1 month to the next month all the way to the next date, that I mean the last date that's mentioned, you still gonna come up short no matter what book it's from. It ain't we not talking about the book. We just talking about the calendar. You know what I mean?
so just as an example, just real quick for people, you can also take a screenshot of this right here. This is the full breakdown from the Book of Enoch and using Jubilees. This tells you how many days there are in a month, how many months we do have, all mathematically, from the how many days in the season, how many seasons there are, how many weeks there are. All that, you can take this
I'm gonna be
screenshot
back
right
real quick.
here,
You,
do the
you keep
math.
going. I'm gonna be back real quick. Keep talking.
Okay. You can take this screenshot right here, people, and you can look at the Book of Enoch. Let me hide this part. In Book of Enoch, the math, the numbers they will not fail you. This calendar, this count, I don't even like to use the word calendar, but this count will not fail you. If you want to reach out to me so I can explain this even further to you, to show you the accuracy of this, you can definitely find me on Facebook under Yaziel Israel. We can go over this, and you will see how our months, days, and whatnot are to be structured, and you will see how it'll line up with the seasons and whatnot. It won't fail you. It will run perfectly for 28 years at a time straight. Of course, specifically according to the Book of Enoch. But once he back, we want to go over the 10 degrees. I don't know if if we want to show the video what you had, or if you just go straight into it.
Yeah, we can talk about Hezekiah.
When they turned when he held the moon, I mean not the moon back, the sun, uh, and you did your whole degree calculations.
Yeah, we can we can go there. Hold on real quick.
So let me show. let me go back to this. This is your calculation right here. Actually, maybe I can take a snippet of that. Might be easier. Let me copy, throw it in here. And paste. Just put that up under here. Do this here. And then blow it up. There we go.
All right, I'm with you.
Oops. Oh, just FYI to the listening audience, if in the event that you're listening and interested, the book of Enoch, it tells you about the moon. The Enoch and the book of Jubilees, this has all been broken down like mathematically. The book will describe exactly what the heavens is doing. And the scriptures say what does it say in the scriptures? The heavens declare my handiwork. And
Right.
this will exactly, beyond a shadow of a doubt, it will show you exactly what the moon is doing, how it comes out 10 days too soon each year. This would also show you that even in the month of February, you have no new moon every 19 years. And for those that like to use the intercalary system for the moon, you have to know how to you have to be aware of this, because it's going to throw you off even worse when you try to use the 13th month every 3 years, or every 5 years. It'll, because you have to intercalary every if you're going to use the moon, you have to use the intercalary system every certain amount of years. I mean, if you go by the sun, that thing will run perfectly for 28 years. And again, I can go into more detail at a later time if you want to reach out to me. That thing will come out perfectly every 28 years. It will reset itself, because the moon is quicker than the sun, according to Enoch. The reason why the moon is quicker than the sun is because, imagine that the sun and the moon is run on a track. The sun's track is way bigger than the moon's track that it runs on. And I got images of that too, like, it's like, for example, it's called an analemma, but I thought I had a picture of it, but I guess not. But yeah, the Enoch will tell you, he will tell you your times, because we got our own time system. There aren't 24 hours in a day. Yeah, that's incorrect. It's a different type of time system that the children of Israel were running on. Um, and this is also causing all types of confusion. But I'm just talking until he come back. So I
Yeah,
just
I'm
wanted
right
to share.
here.
Oh, my bad. Oh, okay. Just was showing y'all like this was broken down, and it get real deep, and it get real interesting, like super interesting. But anyways, without further ado, the 10 degrees piece. So I just copied a screenshot of what you got on the right. It's kind of squeezed in, but on the right, there's 360 degrees in a circle, 24 hours in a day and night. Your calculations is 360 degrees divided by 24 hours equals 15 degrees per hour. And as you know it, that there's 60 minutes in an hour. This is what man tells you. So you did 60 minutes divided by 15 degrees equals 4 minutes. So every degree is 4 minutes. And then you did 4 minutes times 10 degrees equals 40 minutes of time. The 4 minutes part, I agree with you 100%. Couldn't agree with you. Couldn't agree with you no harder. Now look on the right. At the top is 360 degrees in a circle, which you are 100% 100% agreements with you. But instead of 24 hours in a day and night, there's 18 parts in a day and night. and I got no not 24 hours. So the calculations will go as this: 360 degrees divided by 18. When you do the math, it'll come out to 20. So instead of 15 degrees per hour, it's 20 degrees per hour. He also got that there's 60 minutes an hour, and that's what man calculates it based off of a 24-hour system. But there is not 60 minutes in an hour. It's 80 minutes in an hour. So the math would be as follows. You would do 80 minutes times 20 degrees. When you do the math, guess what that gets you? 4 minutes. So every degree is indeed 4 minutes. So you would do 4 minutes times 10 degrees. That will equal 40 minutes of time, just like how man will teach you, or will teach you based off of a 24-hour system. Now you got to question, how in the world is Enoch getting the same results as what man is telling you, and they giving me 24 hours in a day, but in the book of Enoch, he's telling me there's 18 parts in a day. So how do you get that? Here's the math. Look at the very bottom. You'll see where it says 80. There's 86,400 seconds in a day. That's in a day, regardless 24 hours or 18. So you would do 86,400 seconds divided by 18. You will get 4,800 seconds per hour. There's 1,440 minutes in a day. So the math follows as this. You would do 1440 divided by 18. What was that give you? 80 minutes per hour. Totally different than what man tells you that gives you 24 hours. I'm sorry, there's 80 minutes or 60 minutes in 1 hour. So you would do 4,800 seconds divided by 80 minutes. That will get you 60 seconds. So what this is telling you is there's the 10 degrees. It wasn't 15 degrees per hour. That's according to man, because man doesn't know how to count. Man they believe that there's 365 days in a year, which in a solar year there is. It's like 365.25. But Enoch tells you how many days you are supposed to put on a Hebrew calendar, which is 364, and that there's not 24 hours. There's 18 parts in a day and night. So now you have to question, how in the world is Enoch getting, based off of an 18-part day, how is he getting 4 minutes, per degree? And then there was when the Most High turned the clock back, or he set the sun back 10 degrees. How is that equaling 40 minutes a time? That should blow. This is coming from the book of Enoch itself, not me. I couldn't have made this up. I hate math with a passion. I won't lie to you. I hate it. But this is the math. This is the level of knowledge. These are the divine numbers that you will get when you dealing with the book of Enoch, who was taught by the Most High. So that's what I wanted to show you when I was watching your YouTube channel. So,
All right.
You got any comments on that or questions?
Yeah. All right. So now, understanding one, where the 24 hours even come from, right? Most people don't understand Job 38. Most people don't understand what Arcturus is, and which is the Big Dipper. So you got three actual
I can stop sharing.
calendars. Hold on. I'm about to break it down. I'm about to explain this. You got three actual calendars. You got lunar, you got the solar calendar, and the Enoch calendar stems from the stars. Basically, Ursa Major, which is the Big Dipper.
No, sorry, the Enoch does not stem from the stars. That stems from.
Hear me out. You got to give me a minute. I'll let you speak.
Go ahead.
All right. It takes it takes Ursa Major 23 hours and 50 something minutes to make a daily rotation. This is regardless of day and night. So even if like in Joshua where it says the sun stood still a whole day, Ursa Major was still going around Polaris, which is the North Star. And I in my presentation, if the people want to look that up, and I'll eventually make another video on this. It takes 20, and you can Google this. It takes 23 hours and 50 something minutes. Now, what man has done is rounded it up. But now, if you was to equate 23 hours and 50 something minutes and make it in an annual stint, it will come up to 364 days. But that has nothing to do with the sun nor the moon. That's solely on the stars and its rotation around the North Star Polaris. Now, we count days from the sun. We don't use a clock. There's no 24-hour clock that dictates our days. Like it ain't 12 o'clock and that's a new day for us. No, it's predicated on the sun. So now,
agreed.
Ursa Major, which is the Big Dipper, still revolves around that North Star no matter what the sun and the moon is doing. This is why Joshua, when he said, let the sun stand still, the only way a day could continue to go by is that there had to be another ticker or another hand of time that tells that a day is fulfill a cycle day, right? Because if the sun, I have never seen the sun out at night. You know what I mean? The sun can't be out at night, right? So in order for you to have a complete cycle day, there's another indicator that will have to show that. This is why when you go to certain places, like I believe up north in like Greenland or one of the places, like it be dark for 24 hours, right? But the way they could tell that it's a day completed is because Ursa Major, the Big Dipper, does its rotation around the North Star. It goes around the North Star 23 hours and 50 something minutes. As a matter of fact, we can Google it and see how long it takes for it to go around. And when you add that up in the annual cycle, it comes smack dab on 364. But what man has done is added those extra minutes and rounded it up. And this is why we have the 24-hour count. But to get to 365 solar, it's when the sun makes its annual completion. And with that, it will come up to 365.25. When the moon makes its annual completion, it will come up to 350, 54.5.
54 days, right?
Yeah, exactly. So people that go off the Enoch calendar,
which is right here, you mentioned 354 right here, the Enoch calendar, but the
that's
lunar
what
year,
I'm breaking down. People that go off the Enoch calendar, they don't understand completely that that's not a solar base. Solar base is from sun annual to annual is 365.25, period. Like I said, in Genesis 1 and 14, you have to use all three of the lights. You cannot isolate or you cannot take away another light from telling time. Like the stars have to tell time. That's why when the Almighty stopped the sun a whole day and the moon, it's still a day went by. Regardless of the night not coming through, a day still went by. And the only other indicator that could do that is the stars. And this is what the 364 comes from. I done studied many people that go by the Enoch calendar, but they don't understand that that is predicated on the stars itself. The stars is what deems your annual cycle. You get what I'm saying? But the way we count our days is not from the star, but from the actual sun going up and down, from the rising of the sun to the going down the same. That's a day. You get what I'm saying? So if we're counting days, you're going to fall off short if you're going to use solely the sun, because the sun is going to be 365 count to get from annual. When the stars make their complete annual cycle, that's going to make it. So now going back to the degrees and breaking down Hezekiah for the listening audience. If anybody was to watch that video again, the difference between Joshua and Hezekiah, Joshua stopped the sun and he stopped the moon, right? But remember, you got 3 tickers. When Genesis 1 and 14, you don't have 1 ticker, you don't have 2 tickers, you got 3. All 3 is still ticking. No matter what one light does, the other one is still moving, regardless. Unless you physically stop them, the other one's still ticking. So when Joshua stopped the moon, that's what kept the sun and the moon on the same alignment. That's what kept the sun and the moon on the same cycle. Now, when you get to Hezekiah, he deliberately brought back the sun 10 degrees. Because the only way you can make the shadows go back, the sun's alignment has to change, which only means that the sun moved back 10 degrees. Now, he didn't say he did nothing with the moon. He didn't do nothing with the stars. He only moved the sun back. And the sun is what gained more time in the annual cycle. This is why it was preference that he didn't move the sun or the 15 degrees back. So if he didn't move it back, then that means each cycle has been, that means the sun's cycle annually has been distorted because he didn't bring it back. If it was going to take me a certain amount of time to complete a race, but I pulled the car back 15 minutes, it's going to take longer for me to complete that race. So we all started at a 360 clip, period. But we were using the sun to count days, we used the moon to count months, and we used the stars to create our seasons and years. That's how we did it. Now, the sun and moon was on the same accord. Regardless, even after after Joshua, they were on the same accord. Now, when you get to Hezekiah, the moon is still moving on its ordinance, right? So now it's going to get to its annual cycle quicker than the sun. It's like I have 2 race cars and I started them at the same time. And it takes each one to get 360 days to complete their cycle. But now I pull one car back and the other car is still going at a certain speed. Now you got a gap in between these 2 cars. Same thing with the moon. You have a gap between the sun and the moon. This is why you have the 365 gap and you have the 354.5 gap with the moon. Now, going back to the days, the moon rules the night and the sun rules the day. So if I increase more sunlight, that means I increase more daylight. So in other words, I add more days to a year counting the sun. But the moon never stopped this ordinance, period. The moon never stopped its rotation. So in essence, the night lost out of this clip. It's like I got a certain amount of water in a bowl, right? If I got a oil and I got a bowl of water and I add oil to that water, then some water gonna overflow and come out if it's mixing it with oil. Same thing. If I got a whole completed level up of oil and I pour water in it, it's going to lose some oil because it overflows because it don't mix. Day and night is 2 different separate entities, and the sun has never ruled the night. So the sun can't be out at night. So in other words, if you got 360 period and I add more light to it, that means I added more days. And when you do the math, it adds up. It adds up perfectly. Not only does it add up perfectly, if you go back to history, every civilization before the time of Hezekiah had 360-day count. The Mayans, the Egyptians, the Romans, everybody. Why? Because they all followed the lights. Now, the reason why we have what we have today is because after Hezekiah, the people that followed a particular light, they were off. So if you were to follow the moon to get to your annual cycle, you would be getting it quicker than if you followed the sun. So you have some civilizations follow the sun, and you have some civilizations follow the moon. Now, with dictating Enoch, Enoch is a complete count of Polaris and the Big Dipper revolving around Polaris, which still equates to 364 days when you add up the time. But we know that we count days from the sun going up and down. That's a day. But to get a whole annual year from the sun going up and down, that's going to take you approximately 365.25 days. Period.
Okay. So just real quick, all of Israel, or anybody who just following the Most High, Enoch breaks down it's perfectly how many days there are in a year, and how much time there is for the day, and how much time there is for the night. For a perfect example, look on the right hand side at the top. I just want to read this real quick. And it says first Enoch chapter 72, 31 verse through 32. It say, and on that day the sun rises from that portal and sets in the west and returns to the east and rises in the third gate. Just real quick, the gates is synonymous with month. But anyways, rises in the third gate for 31 mornings and sets in the west of the heaven. On that day, this is where it gets into how much time for the day and how much time for the night. On that day, the night decreases and amounts to 9 parts, and the day to 9 parts, and the night is equal to the day in the year, is exactly as to his days 364. What that's saying, and this is all broken down, the book of Enoch will read in this manner. And no matter what, it'll always, you can see I got 9 plus 9 equals 18 parts. The book of Enoch will tell you how much time there is for the day and the night, and it will always equal 18 parts. So with that being said, right below it, it say first Enoch 72, 35 through 37. And this is the law in the course of the sun and his return as often as he returns 60 times. And there's a reason why he rises, he returns 60 times. I've located that. And rises the great luminary, which is named the sun forever and ever. So these two screenshots that you all are seeing right here, you can take a picture of that. You can also find it in the book of Enoch. When you read these, each month it will tell you how much time there is for the day and the night. So what does that look like? It looks just like this. On the far right, you can see I got starting with the fourth gate. It say daylight. I got that in blue, to try to represent, sky blue. And then you got the night, which is represented in purple. And then I got equals 10 parts / 8 parts. You see 10 parts is in blue, represent the daylight. And then you got 8 parts representing the nighttime. 10 plus 8 is 18. If you look all the way down this chart, each of these numbers, if you look at the fifth gate, it's daylight and daylight / night, it will equal 11 parts, and then 11 parts day, and then 7 parts night. What's 11 plus 7? 18. If you look at the sixth gate, the daylight and the night, you got 12 parts for the day and you got 6 parts for the night. 12 plus 6, 18. It will run this pattern all the way for 12 months. This is the calculations. And if you notice, the fourth gate, it says 10 parts. The day will begin. This is the signifying the springtime, because that's when the light becomes longer or greater than the nighttime. The nighttime becomes shorter. So you got 10 parts to 8 parts, meaning the day is longer than the night. And then if you look at the fifth gate, you got 11 parts to 7 parts. The day is getting longer and the night is decreasing. It's always a balance. The Most High balances these things out. And if you look at the sixth gate, you got 12 parts to put 12 parts day, and then you got 6 parts night. As you can see, the daylight is getting even longer. And then right underneath 12, you got 11 parts to 7 parts. Now you're starting to see that the day is decreasing and the night is starting to get it's starting to grow. So then you go down a little bit more. If you follow this pattern, let's look at the first gate. You'll see the very first gate. So if you start from the bottom, you got third gate, you got the second gate, you got the first gate. The first gate is showing that there's 7 parts day and then 11 parts night. That's telling you that the day has grown shorter and now the nighttime has grown longer. And you can see this throughout the seasons, because in the wintertime when it get cold, the days get shorter and the night becomes longer. So this is the formula that Enoch tells you, and how you're supposed to. This is how you determine this, using just this time right here with the parts, 10 parts to 8 parts, 11 parts to 7, 12 to 6. This is how you can tell what season you're in. Each of these seasons have a specific amount of daylight and nighttime hours in them, or parts in them. You, even if the moon and the stars are simply helpers to the sun. So let me real quick go to here and go into Jubilees really quick. This is what I really wanted to show. Jubilees even tells you this. Jubilees 2 and 9. For all those, you can take a screenshot or you can go Google this book, just Jubilees, PDF, whatever. Just Google it. You'll find a plethora of these books. This is why these books were taken out. The King James Bible tells you my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. This is one of the pieces of knowledge that we were missing while we so all over the board and and whatnot. So Jubilees 2 and 9, the top left. It say, and Yahweh, and who do we believe in? The Most High Yahweh. And Yahweh appointed the sun to be a great sign on the earth. Listen to this. For days, and for your Shabbats, and for months, and for feasts, and for years, and for Shabbats of years, and for jubilees, and for all seasons of the year. What this verse alone is telling you, that you have to use all of the lights. Yes, the sun, moon, and the stars. But the greatest of the lights of them all is the sun. When you use the sun and you use it correctly, everything else will fall out and automatically where it's supposed to. So, and in Jubilees 29, 30 through 38, it say, and command now the children of Israel that they observe the years. This is Moses here. For those who didn't know, Jubilees is a book about Moses when he was talking to the children of Israel. And command now the children of Israel that they observe the years according to this reckoning. 364 days, just like Enoch tells you. And these will constitute a what? A complete year. And they will not disturb its time from its days and from its feasts. For everything will fall out in them according to their testimony, and they will not leave out any day nor disturb any feasts. So this is telling you, when you use the sun and you use the sun accordingly with 364 days, Once you have this understanding, everything else will fall into place automatically. Meaning, if you're able to determine the sun and its amount of hours of daylight at nighttime, the moon and the stars will automatically, you will find them in their correct place. So going forward, down at the bottom, for this reason, I command and testify to thee that thou mayest testify to them. This is Moses telling you, talking to Israel. Them is us today. That's us. For after thy death, thy children will disturb them, so that they will not make the year 364 days. And for this reason, they will go wrong as to their what? Their new moons and seasons and Sabbaths and festivals, and they will eat all kinds of blood with all kinds of flesh. So at the top right, I just wanted to show this. Jubilee 6 and 33. For I know, and from now on I shall make it known to you, and not from my heart. But thus is written in a book before me, and is ordained in the tablets of heaven. Remember that the heavens don't lie. The heavens are incapable of lying. Humans are incapable of lying, but the celestial lights, those run down to the T in dealing with the Most High. But it says, and is ordained in the tablets of heaven the division of days, that they forget not the festivals of my covenant, and walk according to the festivals of the Gentiles / heathen, after their errors and after their ignorance. Because man doesn't know how to count. This is where the 24-hour system come from. This is one of the errors in their ignorance that Jubilees is talking about. And so Jubilees 6 and 34, the middle one says, and there will be those who will make observations of the moon. For this one, this is talking about the new moon, corrupts the stated times, and it comes out earlier each year by 10 days. And in this way, they will corrupt the years, and they will observe a wrong day as the day of testimony, and a corrupted festival day. And everyone will mix holy days with unclean ones, and unclean with the holy, for they will err as to their months and Sabbaths and festivals and jubilees. So just one last piece, if I may, just to further show that the new moon will come out, and Jubilees isn't lying, that the moon will come out each year by 10 days. You can simply use timeanddate.com. You can use the Naval Observatory, which is, I got this down here. You can use this. So, and I want to show one more time. So remember that it comes out 10 days, right? Too soon. And then read this. This is the book of Enoch right here. Remember, you stated that the moon does have a 354 day. You was 100% right. Applaud you for that. It says, but the lunar year has 354 days, making 12 months. Now look at this right here. And the moon has a sevenfold intercalation and a period of revolution of 19 years, and she begins once again from the start. So remember, the moon comes out 10 days each year too soon, and it does it every 19 years. It has a revolution of 19 years. So what does that look like? Man should have never gave us access to the freaking internet, nor none of their tools. This is where they messed up. Look at this chart right here. So if you look at the calendars, you got 2024, 2005, 1986, 1967, 1948. And I can even go back even further to that in my Excel chart to show this. If you look at the legend, down at the bottom, there's these moon phases. The new moon is indicated by this little circle, the blackest circle right there. Now, you have people that will say that the new moon is a sliver of 1%. Okay, that's fine. It's one day off. You could say you will see a sliver on the 11th or something like that. Matter of fact, I might be able to. I'll get a better picture. But look at these dates from 2024 to 2005. That's 19 years apart. From 2005 to 1986, That's 19 years apart. From 1986 to 1967, that's 19 years apart. From 1967 to 1948, it's 19 years apart. Now, look at the calendar, the legend. It's showing you that the new moon, that black dot on each of these calendars for 19 years, it falls on what day? The 10th. Just like the book of Jubilees tells you, and the book of Enoch tells you that the moon comes out consistently or it will restart every 19 years, and Jubilees tell you that from each year it's going to come out 10 days too soon. How crazy. Now, how incredible. This alone should blow individuals away to show that the book of Enoch and Jubilees is 100% declaring what's going on in the heavens. Who created the heavens? The Most High. How did Enoch know about this 19-year, 10-day cycle? Because the Most High taught him this. This should blow everybody away. Take a screenshot of this alone, and you can do your research, and you will see that the new moon will come out in 19-year increments. It will always come out on March 10th. These are the dates up here. I got new moon will fall on March 10th consistently every 19 years per book of Enoch, and these are just few some of the years: 1928 to 1948, 1948 to 1967, in that manner. This is how it operates. So that's what I wanted to show. I ain't want to take up no more much of your time. You want to comment or questions on that or?
No. I got a few things. My first question I'm gonna ask you. Do you believe that the Book of Enoch and the Book of Jubilees supersedes the Tanakh?
No, it doesn't supersede any of these books. It's not even a supersede thing. It's more so
Okay. No,
this
no,
is
no.
just the knowledge that is
So
missing
no,
from
no,
these
no, no.
books.
Okay. So if in order for us to find what is true, right, we have to go off of what? Do we go off
We
of
go
the
off of
word of
two
the Most
things:
High?
the
Do
word of
we
the
go?
Most High
Okay,
and what
okay,
He
okay,
touches, which is the heavens. The heavens
okay,
contain the truth.
okay. Beautiful.
So you can
So,
look to the heavens and you can say,
so,
okay,
so,
boom, this is whoever taught Enoch what was
okay,
displaying up in the heavens. You can guarantee that he was dealing with the
because
Most High,
because
because no
I
other book
agree.
will teach you
That
this.
all right now. Okay, now I agree with you on the heavens, the clearest handiwork, and the heavens is what we supposed to go by. Now, Israel is not the only civilization that kept track of the heavens. Israel was not the only civilization that knew how the celestial bodies moved. Now, just because the Mayans knew certain ways of the celestial body does not mean what everything they said was law. Just because no.
The
I'm gonna
Mayans
break.
don't teach this. The Mayans
Okay,
don't teach 364 or 350. They don't teach this. This was only
no,
given to
no.
the children of Israel,
Look up
which
the
is why
Look up the Zadok calendar. You'll find out because that's
this
where that's the name of it. The Zadok calendar, Zadok.
that's not the name of the Zadok calendar is based off of the Enoch calendar, not Mayan at
Okay, but
all.
what I'm trying to show you is that 364 isn't a scared calendar. You know what I mean? It's always been around. Like I said, civilizations picked what light they went by. But the thing of the matter is the Almighty never isolated one light for all be all. As a matter of fact, if I may share my screen.
Yeah, let me
Uh
stop.
uh
Let me stop real quick. So just to be clear, while I'm stopping, we not. Oh, I almost left the studio. The Book of Enoch does not isolate. Oh shoot! I put the. There we go. The Book of Enoch does not tell you. It's not isolating. None of these books, Enoch or Jubilees, is isolating or telling you to not use these certain lights. What he's telling you is when you use this, in order to use the moon, you have to understand what it's doing. You have to understand that when you use the moon and you don't know that it comes out 10 days too soon, and all of Israel base day, feast days and holy days, months and things like that, all primarily off of the moon. Because I talked to a Kohen who put him or is part of some type of a coalition, and he broke down to me that they use the moon and the Abib in order to calibrate their. I hate to use the word calendar, but I'll say calendar. It, without you knowing, that means when you use the moon, all your days, seasons, months, feast days will be incorrect for 19 years straight. 100%.
Okay. Now let's see what the scriptures say. Now we done went back and forth on the numbers and this and that, but now let's let the scriptures do a little talking for us. In Psalms 104, in Psalms 104, in the 19th verse, it says, "He appointed the moon, Uriah. He appointed, he appointed the moon for seasons. Now, what does this word seasons mean?
That's the seasons. We both know what seasons mean. This script right here is 100% correct.
Okay, so now let's go to the Strong's Concordance, right?
The moon is a helper to the sun to determine seasons.
But what I'm trying to show you is
we're not saying. I just want you to be clear. Like
I agree with you.
We're not saying that the moon is we throwing out the moon 100%. Enoch and Jubilees is telling you that the moon is a helper to the sun. The sun is the master key.
Is telling us that the moon is used for, and it tells us the whole mechanics of each light, is letting us know what each light does in the scriptures.
Okay, I got you. I see what you're saying.
Now that word seasons in the Strong's, right? Seasons. He appointed the moon for seasons. We click on the word season.
And when you're done, I got a question I want to ask.
All right, hold on real quick.
Just let me know when I can ask.
I don't know why this ain't coming up though. We'll go back.
I want to see where you at. By the way, this dope that we're going over this because I've been waiting to explode for a long time. Pause.
But nah, man. This what I be into, man. Like this what I definitely do. And sometimes people don't want to jump into it, but people don't understand that when it comes to this time, man, it's a lot that goes into it. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to scriptures. And it's amazing. This is why I'll be so animated about it, because I can use this when it comes to atheists and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Like, why is the scripture so precise? You know what I mean? So,
and that's how I feel about the book of Enoch and Jubilees. How is it so precise? And when it talks about the things that go on in heaven. And like I said, that verse that you showed me with the month and seasons, you were 100% correct. It's your moon will assist you, or will assist the sun rather, and helping and the stars to determine what season, or I won't even say just season, just the times in general that you're in. But it's just that the sun is the master key. The sun is the master key. If you get the sun right, everything else out will fall out automatically.
Here we go. There it is. H4150. There we go. Moab.
Yeah,
right?
Moadim.
Okay. So now When we look at these time, appointed times, scar seasons, set feast, appointed seasons, meeting and greets, all this. Now the scriptures is particularly saying that the Uriach, the moon, is for seasons. And I can't see the sun. It didn't say that the sun is for the Moab. It didn't say that the stars is Moab. It said that the moon is for the Moab. But let us keep going, because when people need to see what Moab is, if we go to Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, it says, "And Almighty spake to Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying to them, the feast," this word right here, 4150, let's click on it. It's Moab, the same thing that we saying, right? These are the feasts. You got your Shabbat, Sabbath. You got all of the other feasts. The 14th day, the Passover. The 15th day, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. All the holy convocations.
Correct.
That's the moon. That's what the scriptures is saying. Now let's go to
Genesis 1:14, because you said you can't see
no.
the sun being.
I'm gonna show you something else. Now let's go to Job 38. Let me show you how its differences. It's just like an hour hand can't tell me the seconds, and the minute hand can't tell me the seconds. The hour hand tells the hour, the minute hand tells the minute, and the second hand tells the seconds. If I want to know what second, I look at the second. If I don't want to know what minute, I look at the minute. And one hour, I look at the hour hand. I can't use the second. I can't use the second. I can't.
Which one is the master hand?
It ain't no master. The master
the
is
hour
the
hand. The hour hand is your master hand.
No, but I'm saying the Most High is the master. But
I agree with you.
Each one has its job in telling the whole time.
I agree with you, but there is a master though that you, because
that's the Most High, and I can prove to you in Job, in the book of Job.
Yeah, the Most High is the master of all things. I'm just saying
right,
that he
right.
made the sun.
Here what I'm gonna show you in Job. Tells George because he's asking, because this is what a lot of people that say, we shouldn't use these other, the other lights are in a subordinate state compared to the sun. That's not the case. Each one has a job in telling time, and the scriptures break down each one's job in telling time. This is why the heathens, they err, because they only use light. They isolate other lights from how they calculate their times. But the Almighty never told us to isolate one light. We were to use all three.
Agreed. But one is a master, to which can be shown scripturally.
And that's what I'm going to show you right here. Okay. So now, if anybody knows the story of Job, it came to the time when Job was actually complaining about what he was going through and why he was going through what he was going through, because Job was perfect, and we know that story. So now, when we go to when the Almighty started confronting Job about him complaining, he's asking him a lot of rhetorical questions, like, who does all the things that makes this reality what it is, right? So he also asked him a rhetorical question in Job 38:32. It says, "Canst thou bring forth Mazzaroth in his season, and canst thou guide Arturus and his sons?" Now, notice this season is different from the other seasons, right? This is a different season. It's eighth or whatever, right? Time, especially, what is that? Evening, knowing, whatever. It's talking about time, right?
Time.
So now, this isn't the same season as the moon, right? The moon, after the moon, it was Moab. So knowing that Moad had a particular agenda, which is your feast. Because if we go back, Moad is H4150. That's only for the feast, right? This season is talking about what's in Genesis, the 8th chapter. These are the feasts that is talking about when it comes to harvest, seed time, summer, and winter. Now, when we show, and how do you just figure that out? When you went back and it went to Arcturus, right? And I break this down in one of my other presentations. This is Arcturus. This is what the Almighty is talking about, these seasons: spring, summer, fall, winter. When the sun goes down, Arcturus, the Big Dipper, we don't have to have, if I was to get knocked out right now and I didn't know what the count was, I didn't know how to calculate, I didn't know how long the day lasted or none of that, right? All I would have to do is go outside and look at Arcturus, the very constellation that's mentioned in the scriptures. And it talks about Mazarah being in his season. The very constellation that's mentioned in the scriptures, you can see it with the naked eye. You don't need a telescope. You don't need none of that. It's the Big Dipper. This is the very reason that the slaves got free in America, because they used the Big Dipper to follow the North Star.
Agreed, 100%.
So what they did is look at the North Star. You will see, and when the Big Dipper is in this position, it's spring. When it's on the left hand side facing down, it's summer. And right now we're still in the fall, which is going to be up under the North Star. And then when winter hits, that's on the right side. And then when it's seed time, when it's spring, it's going to be above. Now, each light does that. The naked eye can't say like, oh, well, the sun is the certain amount of degrees in the light and the blah, blah, blah. No, the sun's job.
Well, you can't, because that's a sundial. You would use a sundial.
But I'm just saying, you would need an instrument. I'm talking about with nakedness, nothing. When they was out in the wilderness and didn't have nothing. I'm talking about Adam and Eve, nothing. Right? I can see the
big difference. A sundial using a rock and a
I know, but I'm just saying, Adam and Eve, this right here, Adam and Eve could see a Big Dipper. Adam and Eve could see a moon. Adam and Eve can see the sunrise, and Adam and Eve can see the sunset.
So I would agree with you. That would just mean that.
So what I'm saying is that the Almighty has made it so plain and easy that when I want to know the days within my months, I look for the moon. Why? Because the days within the month is what shows you your appointed times. If I want to know what season I am, I will use the stars, which is Ursa Major or Arcturus in the scriptures, and I will see what season I am within seconds of figuring out if we're in fall, winter, spring, or summer. If I want to know if the day is beginning, then I will look for the sun to tell me this. The thing is that the Almighty make it so plain and easy, a primitive man could understand these things, and scriptures back this up. Now, when we go into deeper understanding is if we go to Genesis, the 8th chapter, one more time.
Go for it.
And it says, and the Almighty remembered to Noah and every living thing and all the cattle and that was in the ark, and the Almighty in the fountains of the deep and the windows of the heavens were stopped, and the rain in the heavens was remaining, and the waters returned and off the earth continually. And after the end of the 150th days of water were abated, and the ark had rested in the 7th month and the 17th day of the month, and the foundations. and the waters were decreased continually unto the 10th month and the 10th day of the first day of the month, and were the top of the mountains insane. And it came to pass at the end of the 40 days, the Noah opened up the windows of the ark which he had made. So when we take when we take this date, I believe it's in the 7th chapter too. When he started, it was 150 days, and it was 150 days divided by 5 months to get to the let me see, hold on. Let me get to the right date so I'm messing nobody up. But it was 150 days to get to one start date to the next, which he tells us it was 150 days. I think it was the end of the 7th chapter. Hold on. But this told us the end of it. Hold on, 7th chapter. $50. Trying to find the actual date.
For when he came out, or are you talking about when the ark
When it started. So when it because it's 5 months. When you do the math, it's 5 months.
I agree with you 100%. I got that. It was 150 days from, that's Genesis 7 and 11, and then Genesis 7 and 24, and then Genesis 8 and 3, and then Genesis 8 and 4.
All right, so we know that with this date, let me see.
The second month, the 17th day.
The 17th. Yeah, it's hard. It was hard for me to see it with this. But now the second month, the 17th day of the month, and the same day which the fountains of the great and the deep were broken up and the windows of the heavens were open. And then you go to the next chapter, it tells us when he came out. It said in the 7th month, the 17th day.
That's when the ark rested.
Yeah, the ark rested on the fountains of and the waters were returned off of the earth continually. And after the end of 150 days from the waters, and it abated, and the ark of the rested the 7th month. Right. So it started on the 2nd month and ended on the 7th month, which was 150 days. So for 5 months, with simple mathematics, anybody take 7 and divide it by 2, you get 5 months. And then 150 days, all you doing is dividing 5 months divided by how many days it was. You're going to come up with 30 days a month. Now, my contradiction with the book of Enoch is we know that the third day had to be third month had to be a calendar day or whatever it is. So in order for Enoch's position to be true, he would have to have 151 days, period.
So that would be incorrect. I did the math and I built it on the calendar. So from the 2nd month to the 17th, starting from the 2nd month, the 17th day, and all the way to the 7th month the 7th month to the 17th day is 153 days. It's 153 days. And if you want me to share my screen, I can show you that on the calendar because I counted.
So what is this in the 8th chapter, the 3rd verse, 150 days?
That's 100% accurate. So from the 2nd to, hold on, let me make sure because I don't want to misquote at all. So from the 2nd month to the 17th to, give me 1 second, to the 7th month on the what is it, the when did the water stop? So from the 2nd month to the 17th day to the 7th month, the 17th day, which is when the ark rested. The ark rested on the 17th day, correct?
Right.
So when you look, that would mean that when you do not even when you just do the math, when you actually create the calendar according to what I had showed you earlier, when you create the calendar and you count from day one of when it started, and you count 150 days, you will land on the seventh month. 150 days from the second month of the 17th day is the seventh month, the 14th day. That's when the water stopped. And then 3 days later, which will be the the seventh month, the 17th day, is when the ark rested. So the entire count from that to from the second month 17 to the seventh month 17 was 153 days. It took 153 days for the actual ark to rest. On the 14th of the
So
seventh
you
month is
hold
when the
on.
150th day flood
So you
stopped.
saying that 150 days ain't talking about the 17th day of the seventh month.
So it's saying when you read that 8 and 3, it say, and the waters return from off the earth continually. Now, and then it has that the little colon symbol, and it says, and after the end of 150 days, the waters were abated. So you have to say, okay, after 150 days, the water started to go down. That's when it started. That's when it stopped. The rain stopped on the at 150, or there was water on the earth for 150 days, or it took the water to go away. It took it 150 days for it to start to shrink, for it to start for the water levels to go back down. And then in the next verse, and that's why in the next verse he's telling you, and in 8 and 4 it says, and the ark rested in the seventh month on the 17th day of the month. That he's giving you two different times, two different types of events. It took 150 days for the waters to actually start to go down, and then on that, it wasn't until that's in that same month. It wasn't until the seventh month on the 17th day was when the waters went down so much and so much of a level that the ark was able to rest on top of a mountain, or on top of the mountains of Ararat. That's what that's saying. That's how that operates. But you won't get that unless you actually build out the calendar given to Enoch by the Most High. It took 150. So from the second month to the 17th day, it took 150 days. That will land you on the 14th day of the seventh month. And that's why I say, and the ark rested. He's
So
telling you that, and something else occurred, and
exactly,
the
and that's
ark
what I
rested
wanted. That's what I
in the
wanted to
seventh month.
interject, is that you see how the Almighty made a differentiation, like, and it came to pass, letting you know it's a different time period, and until the 10th day of the next month, letting you know it's another time period. But this is telling you a collection and conclusion of what was going on. It all was in one. And then it is not saying that these are different periods of time.
Well,
I mean, we can look at it like that, but in
in
truth,
verse eight and five,
there's no differentiation that let me know that this is a different time period. Like, I stopped at 150 days, and then it abated another 3 days.
exactly.
That ain't in there.
That's you want it because it's in
That ain't
here,
in there
but you won't
because,
see it
but
until
that's
I
what I'm
didn't learn
saying.
it. What I'm
If
saying
you
is, I had the exact the same way you were interpreting this. I was interpreting this for years until I actually broke down and studied the book of Enoch, and then I counted. I said I was applying all of these events that's happened in the Bible. I put them on the Enoch calendar because I was curious about, like, well, how long did these actually happen? From this is how this works. From the second month to the 17th, 150 days will land you on the 14th, and then the waters start to go away on the 17th month or in the 7th month of the 7th month, the 17th day. That's 153 days. When you look at verse 8 and 5, it says, and the waters decreased continually until the 10th month, and the 10th month of the first day were the tops of the mountain. That's when you do the count, the total count from when he was in the boat to the time he actually came out was 374 days. So it was a
Right.
year
And
and
I
10
agree,
days.
I agree if you going off the Enoch calendar, I agree with that. But the thing of the matter is you have to conclude that this ain't all in one conclusion. You gotta say that it's separate. Now you're saying that it's separate, but this ain't indicating that it's separate. You have to say that it's separate to fit Enoch. But the thing about it is you can't make Enoch the base. The scriptures has to be the base. Enoch got to support the scriptures, not the scriptures support Enoch. What I'm saying is, this is not showing a definitive separation of time. This is
And this
showing
is
what?
why, I say my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Oh
It's the
man, this is
scripture,
how is this showing?
the scripture right. The scripture is right. It's how we interpreted them that's incorrect.
But that's what
These
I'm
other
saying.
books, that's why these other books were taken out. It's so that we could end up on these types of
Oh my goodness.
the conversations.
So wait a minute. Do you believe? So you don't believe that all ancient civilizations kept 360-day calendars?
All 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 of those other they can, but we didn't. We did
Okay,
not
so
because they didn't have the Most High.
but why? That's what I want to know.
The
Why
reason why,
why did every civilization around the world before 700 BC and history is lining up with Genesis the 3rd chapter, but you are saying that don't read what it's saying and insert a separation instead of taking it for what it's actually saying?
well, one of the reasons, one is his story. If you you got to put the etymology on it, is his story. Emphasis on the his part, not ours. The second part to that is in the Bible it say Israel is his only what? His only son. Only have Israel have I dealt with. If you
But
record that, you
But
recall
that's
that
what
in
I'm trying
scripture.
to show you, that
So
Israel
I'm
wasn't
answering the question.
around.
I'm trying to answer the question.
Israel. That's what I keep trying to let people
That
know.
means that all
Israel
those other
didn't have the.
people who had 360 would have had 360.
Okay,
Israel
but
would
that's
have
what
only
I'm
had
trying to.
364
But
because
that's
we
what
were
I'm. But
different
that's
and
what I'm
unique.
trying to. That's what I'm
We
trying
were
to say.
different and unique, and the
Israel
Most
didn't
High
come
didn't deal with it.
along. Israel didn't come along. People got it when it comes to these calendars. Israel did not come along until after Moses. That's when we got birthed into the land. That's when he birthed us as our firstborn. All the period of time they still had to follow Genesis 1 and 14.
So you
Period.
do just out of curiosity, you do know Enoch and Moses was born around the same time, right? They were on the earth at the same time. Did you know that?
Oh,
If you didn't know that, then this is why knowledge is power. You have to.
but what I'm saying is, okay, before Moses, the Almighty never gave Israel Passover or the month of Abib. What did he specify in saying about this is the beginning of the month for you because of what? Because this was the year that I brought you out of the land of Israel. Not I ain't bring the Egyptians out, not I ain't bring out the Greeks, not I ain't bring out the Hindus. I brought Israel out of the land of Egypt in the month of Abib.
So
So
can I show you scripture then? To
okay.
If I can share my screen real quick,
All
just
right,
to
go
show
ahead.
you that Enoch and Moses, Moses got the times from Enoch.
Oh man.
So I just only got one slide to show you, then I'll unshare.
Now
Like,
you good?
all right, here we go. Present, share entire screen. So you should be able to see her. Yeah, there we go. So here it is right here. Jubilees chapter 4, 16 through 18. Who was Enoch in the book of Jubilees? Verse 16. And in the 11th Jubilee, you got to know how to count Jubilees too, because you know a Jubilee is every 49 years, and then
Yeah,
the release is in the 50th year. So you can't say Jubilees is every 50 years.
right.
We can get into something even deeper than that. But it say Jared took to himself a wife. Her name was Baraka, the daughter of Rasujal, and the daughter of his father's brother in the 4th week of this Jubilee. And she bare him a son in the 5th week in the 4th year of the Jubilee and called his name Enoch. Verse 17. And he was the first, listen to this, he was the first among men that are born on the earth who learned writing and knowledge and wisdom, and who wrote down the signs of heaven according to the order of their months in a book, that men might know the seasons of the years according to the order of their separate months. And he was the first to write a testimony, and he testified to the sons of men among the generations of the earth, and
I think
recounted
I
the
got.
weeks of Jubilees,
I think I got something for you. Hold on.
and made known to them the days of the years, and set in order the months, and recounted the Sabbaths of years, as we made them known to him. This right here is just telling you right there in the book of Jubilees, which was written by Moses to give to the children of Israel. He's telling you who Enoch was. He's explained to you that Enoch was the first dude. And remember, the scripts tell you a matter shall be established by 2 or more witnesses. Well, you got the book of Jubilees establishing Enoch, and then you got the heavens who Enoch wrote about establishing him. So there's two great witnesses right there. And then Enoch is in the King James Bible mentioned. He don't have a story, but his name is his birth, his lineage, and his name is mentioned in the King James Bible. So you can say that there's three. So this is just telling you that the book of Jubilees is establishing that Enoch was the first dude. He was the one who was taught the signs of heaven. He was the one who wrote them in the books. He was the one who gave them to Moses, and he taught these to Moses so he could teach that to us. Moses was the lawgiver with the tablets, with the 10 Commandments and
Right.
such. Enoch was the time giver. That's what it was. And I ain't saying like you worship these
So,
people, because they got these from the Most High. So regardless of these men, we don't worship them at all. These were men that were ordained by the Creator. So I'll stop sharing right there. I just wanted to give you that script that Enoch,
okay.
Moses, who is primarily talked about in the King James Bible, he's telling you like, look, Enoch was the first cat on the planet to he learned how to write. He was taught wisdom, knowledge, and he told us what our days and our jubilees and our months and seasons are to be. He's telling you right there, I got this from Enoch. Who Enoch got that from the Most High.
Right. I
So we
want to
have
show you.
to.
I want to show you the contradiction of the apocrypha real quick. Now, we done went
Well, you
through the
know,
whole.
Jubilees ain't in the Apocrypha. You know that, right?
Okay.
Nor is Enoch in the book in the Apocrypha. These are total separate books. The
Okay.
Apocrypha contains over 14 or 22 plus books, to which I went through personally. I followed the breadcrumbs, but Enoch and Jubilees are
So do you
separate
do
books.
you do you do you think that those books are right?
100%. These
Okay.
are
Let me
books that were
ask
given to
you.
the children of Israel. Oh, you mean, are you asking is the Apocrypha or the Jubilees of Enoch?
Yes, the apocrypha.
Oh, the Apocrypha. That's a little interesting. I ain't gonna say they all they interesting, because you
I'm
got the
just
Book of
saying.
Lehi, you
Do
got the
you
Book
do
of
you
Nephi,
do you
the
do you
Book of Mormon.
believe that those books are right or wrong?
I would say that those books, I believe they have some truth in them. They're very interesting.
Why do you differentiate them from the book of Enoch and the book of Jubilees?
Well, these were found in the Qumran caves. The Apocrypha wasn't.
Okay.
So these were separate. These two books are totally separate. They don't exist in the Apocrypha. They didn't
So
come
you
from the
so you're
Apocrypha.
so you're saying that the apocrypha has some truth, how do you know what's truth and what's not?
Well, I look at it in my definition of truth is anything that is consistent. I look for a pattern. The Most High has a pattern in all these books that I picked
Okay.
up on. And when I see that pattern, when I read these books, see, I can go down a rabbit hole and not get lost because I got a trail, I got a light in front of me, which is that Most High. His pattern is the light for me. That's how I don't get lost.
Right.
So, my definition of truth is anything consistent. To be more specific, nature can't lie to you. The heavens, the
Exactly.
sun,
I
moon, and
agree. I
stars can't
totally,
lie
I
to you. So
totally.
I look to that for truth. For years, it took me some years to get to that point because I was looking in books to find the truth. And then when I came across Enoch and Jubilees, because I was asking them outside, like, dang, all these people keep lying to me. I'm being bombarded by sources of information. How do I know what's real and what's fake? And then boom, the book of Enoch and Jubilees came out. When I was studying that, I looked at what the heavens was doing, and I said, you know what? This is something that man cannot touch. Man can't stop the sun from coming up and down. Man can't touch the rotation of the stars. So that tells me that I can look anywhere that man cannot touch, and that will give me truth.
All right. I wanna.
I did want to ask you one more question though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you does the moon produce its own light?
According to scriptures, it does, and I can bring up a scripture, a couple actually, to show that. I can bring you First Genesis, the 16th chapter. I mean, the first verse, first chapter, the 16th verse, and I can take you to the book of Isaiah, the 24th chapter. I forget what verse, and it's in Isaiah, the 30th chapter. But I want to go just to the apocrypha for a minute. But I just want to go here. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen.
You got it. Yeah, we go. I went through all of these books.
Okay, so it says the pride of the height and the clear firmament, the beauty of the heavens, with his glorious shew, the sun, when it appears, declare at his rising a marvelous instrument, the work of the Most High. In the noon it parches the country, and who can obey the burning heat thereof? A man bloweth a furnace in the work of his heat, but the sun burneth the mountains 3 times more, breathing the furious and sending forth bright beams, and dimmeth the eyes. Great is the Most High that made it, and the commandment runneth hastily. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. For the moon is a sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of the heavens. So,
So you want me to
just
explain
reading
that?
this apocrypha, I know you might disagree, but I'm
I
just
ain't
saying.
disagreeing. I'm
It
not. Go
says
ahead.
it says that the moon is for sign for feast and the light that decreases wonderfully in her perfection. The month,
Not months, not an S for
the
plural. That's
month,
singling out a
the
month.
month, the
So
month,
what month is called the moon?
the month is called after her name.
So what month is called after the moon? Not months. And you can't add to nor take away. Months is plural.
Oh my,
Month is singular. Would you not agree?
oh man.
But not even that. From the moon is a sign of the feast. That's
It's a
agreed. That's
sign of, that's
100%
a sign
agreed.
of feast.
Right. Don't we
And
got a
then it
new
says
moon
the
feast?
month is
Don't
called
we
after her name.
don't we have a new moon feast? That's in
Yes.
scripture. Exactly.
Okay, but
That's
that's
the
what I'm
sign.
saying. The
That's one
month.
of the signs that the moon represents
Oh
is
my,
the new moon feast. That's just one of them. I'm not
it's
saying you got to listen to
it's
what I'm
clear.
saying.
It's
The
but I'm just
moon,
saying though, brother, it's clear. It's so
what
clear
I'm saying
right here.
is
It's saying
what
that the month
what you
is a
but
sign
what
of
you're trying to
feast.
insinuate is that I'm saying that moon don't mean seasons. That's not what I'm saying.
And it
What
says
I'm
the
saying,
month.
that's the what moon means. That's a month. That's just one. If you want to
Okay.
be,
I
if you
got
want to
another.
be very specific,
I
but
got another thing
I
for you.
just want to clear the record for those who listening. The moon, I'm not saying you don't use the moon. I'm saying the
For
manner
the
that we've
month.
been using the moon is
For the
incorrect when
month.
you don't know
But if
about the
the moon
intercalation system.
but the
And
moon is for the month though, right? That's what the
the
scriptures
moon,
is.
the moon is a helper for you to
But so
identify the,
is the moon
but the
yes or no?
sun,
It's yes, but I'm saying yes or no is the moon for the month.
the moon is a helper for the
Is the
months.
moon
It's a helper.
is
It's
the
a helper because it's also for feasts. It ain't
so
just
but
for month. It's for
is
feasts.
the moon for the month yay or nay?
The sun is for all of them. The moon,
What
the
I'm saying
months,
is the
the feasts,
moon
your Sabbaths, and your jubilees.
is
The
the but
moon,
is the moon for the month.
the moon is a helper for the sun for you to
It
identify
still
your
ain't helping
month.
me out, man. It's because I need
I
to know
can't I can't answer. I can't give you something that's
is
incorrect.
it yes the moon is for the months or no the
The
moon ain't
moon
for the
is
months.
listen to what I'm saying. The moon is a helper for you to identify your feasts, your the season that you're in, and your months. It's a helper to the sun.
So
The
you
sun is
saying
the
that the
master
moon,
key.
but you saying that the moon is for months or is it not for the months?
I'm saying that the moon will help can help you determine your seasons and your months, but the sun.
I'm saying because, and we making it clear that the moon, because we know that one rules the day and one rules the night, right? So is the moon, because the moon can't do what the sun do. The moon does not rule the day. The sun rules the day, and the sun can't rule the night.
I
And the
agree.
sun has never ruled the night. So
Facts.
now is the moon for months.
What I'm trying to tell you is, I
Oh,
answered you the same way. It's not the moon is. I'll say this. According to your scripture, the moon will mean months for you. But until you get into the book of Enoch and Jubilees, you will come to a greater understanding that the moon and the stars is a helper to the sun to help you determine your Sabbaths, your years, your days, and your months, just like in the book of Jubilees tells you. That's how that breaks down. Well, I'm not
okay.
telling nobody listening to ignore the moon and the stars. I'm saying you cannot use the moon
So
in the
can I?
manner in which
So
they've
can
been
I?
using
So
it
can I?
today.
So can I use the moon solely to figure out my months?
No, you cannot. The reason
Okay.
why is because
So what you're saying here is
the
that with
moon,
this script, with this scripture, so I can't walk out and without say only coming out at nighttime where the sun ain't even out there, period. And I go out during the night, I can't find out what day it is.
you using the moon and all alone, you will be off. The reason why you will be off, it just happen
Okay.
every single time. The reason why
So
you
that's
will
what
be
I'm
off is because
saying.
the moon only has
That's what I want to know.
354
So
days
if
in a
I
year.
only say if I was a nocturnal person and I worked the third shift and I only come out at night, I
You're gonna be
cannot know what day it is.
you're gonna be unhealthy for one, because
I'm just,
that's
I'm
what.
just saying. I'm just saying. But I'm
but
asking,
but I'm
will I
answering
be able to tell what month it is?
what I'm. You might get lucky. You
Oh
might
man,
get lucky, but you got to understand
that's
that
what
the
it's.
moon only runs on 354 days in a year.
Oh,
That means
man.
that if there's
But that's what I'm trying to show
365
you.
days in a
I
year, that
don't
means that
use
the
the moon.
moon
I'm
will
not
fall
using the.
10
But
days,
that's what
will
I'm
fall
trying to
10
show
days.
you, though, brother. Is
The
that I'm
moon will
not
fall 10
using the
days
moon
behind
to
each
tell me
year.
a new. I'm not using the moon to tell me a new year. The moon ain't gonna tell me the new year. I can't walk out and look at the moon to see what
You
time of the
can't
year it is.
solely rely on it for your
That's what
month.
I'm
Me
trying to. That's
neither.
what.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
no. Hear me out.
That's
Hear
what
me
I'm
out.
saying. You can't use it for your month solely
I'm
either.
saying you cannot go outside and look at the moon to see what time of year it is. No, you have to use the stars to do that. So I'm not going to put the moon's job in the stars' job, and I'm not going to put the moon in the stars' job and the sun's job. Neither am I going to throw the sun's job and the moon and the stars' job.
So
All
go
the
to
lights have their
Genesis.
own job.
So go to Genesis 1:14, just real quick, man. You gotta
So they don't have their own job. We just went through the scriptures.
they have their own job, but there's one that contains all their jobs, and that's the sun.
Oh man.
Guaranteed, according to the book of Enoch and Jubilees, and the heavens don't lie. And everybody who's seen this, they can go and read the scripts and they'll see that. So look at 1:14, or no, 16. It says, and the Most High made two great lights. Oh no, I'm
Exactly.
sorry, 14. 14. It said the Most High said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night. And just hover over this, and let them be for signs. So you got to ask yourself, what is the signs? And not even that. When you look at 16, it's saying the Most High made two great lights. Which one is the greater light? The sun, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. Even in 16, where he's telling you that the greater light to rule the day, the greater light, just like in Jubilees was telling you that the sun was the greater sign in Jubilees. The sun will help you to determine, or will determine, once you know how to use the sun based off the amount of hours in the day and in the night. It don't even matter about the moon and the stars, because once you know how to use the sun, the moon and the stars will be in the exact place based off of how many hours there are in that day or in that night that you're looking. This is how
Okay,
you're supposed to
I got
use
a
it.
question then. Okay, if the sun stood still a whole day, how can you know is a day went by if the sun didn't move?
Hey, I can't even. Well, you did know. You did know it moved. You broke it down with the degrees piece, right?
No, no,
It
no. The
moved
sun
10
didn't.
degrees, and
The sun didn't move, nor did the moon. So how did the day go by?
it had to move if it went
No,
backwards.
no, no, no. The sun stood still a whole day. The sun is always out there the whole day, right? So how can the sun stand still a whole day?
Hey, that's something I can't explain to
It's
you,
it
honestly.
is. It's it. Well, I'm gonna explain
I
it for
can't
you.
explain it to
Let
you.
me let me explain this. I'm gonna break it down for
Not
you.
that part.
I will. I'll show you clearly.
Whatever happened at that point, that was a
I can show
miracle.
you clearly because we know that a date or a day, cycle day, is comprised of a day and a night, correct? So
Correct.
for order for that to make sense, the sun stood still out there, the accumulation of the period of a time of the daylight and the period of a time of the night time as well. The time that night usually would come in, the sun was still out there. But in order to tell that, you will have to use this. Show you the you is this screen still up? All right, hold on. Let me
Yeah,
show
you
you.
still up? You go on Ursa Major or Wikipedia.
Yeah. I'm gonna show you.
All I'm saying is, if
But
you follow
I'm
the
just
moon and
saying,
stars,
I'm just
it's gonna
saying.
throw
In
you
order
off.
now, like I said, you was at a standstill because nobody can explain that logically. You will come up with just assumptions.
Hey, yeah, I
But
ain't gonna assume because that was a miracle.
logically, this is the light that shows a 24-hour period.
Are you talking about the stars? Because I think you mentioned that
Yeah, that's
he
what I'm
only
trying to.
made the sun stand still, but not the moon and the stars. Is that what you were
Not
saying?
the stars. He made
Or
the
the
moon stand
stars kept
still too.
rotating, but the sun and the moon stopped.
Exactly. That
Oh
is
yeah,
the
yeah. You
that's
said that. That would make sense. I can agree
it
with you on
does,
that piece.
but I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you.
I could agree with you on that piece, but the stars still moving. That would mean time or something was still going on.
Exactly.
A day was still lapsing or something like that. So I can
Exactly. So
logically that would
so
make
so
sense, but
so
that
that's
wouldn't have any
but
precedence on how to
that's
use the
showing you
sun.
that the sun ain't the controlling factor. All three lights are the controlling factor. not just
So
the
you
sun.
have to explain then why Jubilees said what they said.
Because Jubilees ain't the most high. That's what I'm
So
trying to show
so
you.
you saying
Jubilees. We
so
keep
you
going to base everything off of the Jubilees and Enoch, but I'm telling you, the scriptures is making what we supposed to base off. The
so
scriptures
how do
is
you
telling.
determine so how do you determine if a book is scripture or not? What way?
Because if we going off of the scriptures, right, and then we know that the Most High said to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to these words, there is no light in them. And he said, making of many books, there is no end. As a matter of fact, it says, tells us to seek ye out of the book of the Most High and read. None of these books shall fail thee. So when I look at the Tanakh and I'm looking at that, I'm using that as my base as if I want to ground anything else as truth. It has to be in a complete alignment with it. So
So
if
do you
anybody
say
is anybody contradicting, like for instance, Joshua, if something contradicting that understanding, then it's something got to be off on that book, not the Most High's book.
oh, I agree with you with that understanding. So then are you saying that in the one of the ways that I know people try to establish the book is they say, does it say, the most high said unto somebody or something like that? Do you use that method?
Because there's certain books in the Tanakh that don't have the Most High speaking.
So
However, like I said, he said, my spirit has gathered them. Why didn't the spirit gather these other books? How was he able to allow the enemy to snatch books out of it and hide them and do all this other stuff when it said, my word will always be nigh unto thee? You know what I mean?
so
So,
facts. So
okay,
can I share these scripts then
so
real
what I'm
quick?
saying is that if the Almighty Spirit gathered the books, why ain't they with 39 books?
So hey, your adversary, your enemy, hey, he gave the most high turned the world over to the adversary, and hey, he said we was destroyed for a lack of knowledge too. So there's plenty of reasons why that's the case. You can't pinpoint or just you single out one short reason. But with that being said, real quick, if I could just show you two slides of these verses in these books of Jubilee.
There it is. Here it is. I'm trying to find I'm trying to find what it because I just went on my phone and pulled it up. I'm trying to find why the Google ain't pulling that up.
So I mean, just real quick, I understand the
But
story.
nah,
That makes
because
perfect sense logically, and I can go with
also
that.
it takes 56 it takes 23 hours and 56 minutes. That's what I'm trying to show you. That this is where the heathens rounded it up to 24 hours. When it wasn't a 24-hour, the rotation of a day was 23 minutes and 23 hours and 56 minutes. And that was the actual 24-hour period or
For a
so-called
solar cycle. For a
for
solar
for for
cycle,
the
it
up
was
and
that.
down. Yeah, and that's what I was trying to show you, that Ursa Major is what dictates. Here it is. But Ursa Major is what dictates that. Like, how can the sun stand still a whole day if the sun is only out a day, right? So in order for the sun to actually stand still a whole day, the time of lapsing, which is Ursa Major, continue this cycle. And that's
I
what I'm
give
trying
you
to show
that
you.
with the sun. I give you that as far as the explanation. That's the first one I ever heard that was even logical, and it made sense that you said
Right
that he
here.
only made the sun and the moon stop, but the stars kept going, or he didn't at least mention none of that. So that would mean you're
And that's the
implicating
same thing that
that
happened
the
in
stars kept
Hezekiah.
running.
The Hezekiah, if he didn't mention the stars and it kept going, the same thing took place in Hezekiah. If I brought the sun back 10 degrees, he didn't bring the moon back 10 degrees. The moon kept its cycle. It keeps changing, it keeps moving, it keeps going through its annual revolution, but the sun is the only one that got brought back. So when we look at this, there has to be a difference. That's just natural. It has to be. The difference with Joshua, he mentioned stopping the moon and he mentioned stopping the sun. But if we look right here, this is where the 24-hour come from. It tells us that the reason that Big Dipper swings in a full circle 360 degrees around Polaris in about 23 hours and 56 minutes. So in 24 hours, the Big Dipper actually swings around a full circle in a 361 degrees. So now, this is where that sun stood still and the moon stood still the whole 23 hours and 56 minutes. Now, when you take this time right here and create the annual time from when you do the annual time from the sun's rotation, it's going to be 364. This is where this come from. It's just like, for instance, if it's 24 hours in a day and they got 364 days, 365 days, you still got to put on these 4 minutes. You get what I'm saying? To make it a 24-hour period on their clock. So you get what I'm saying? That's why they got this extra time in a day. But this is what dictates the time, the 23 hours and 56 minutes. So when you calculate that, the 364 days, this is where this is coming from. But now if you solely going off of an annual solar calendar, you're going to need 365.25. If you're going off of a lunar calendar, you're going to need 354.5 days. But the amount of days it takes to get, the amount of these it takes to get to an annual cycle is 364. But that's because it is the Big Dipper. That's what it's for. It's the year. It's the time.
So to make it even easier, all the guessing and all of that, like I said to the listening audience, all that information is broken down easily in the book of Enoch. Tells you the amount of days and hours and times, so you can visit that. But real quick, just to edify, because this is what I tried to do when we was at the podcast. I don't know if you can see my screen or not.
Hold on.
So you can see my screen. So just real quick, because I know it's late probably for you and me too. This is for all those who want to go into or who was ever shunned away from going into the book of Enoch and the Jubilees by way of mores or anybody saying that the Most High don't speak in these books. Here's just a few of the many verses that's in the verses that we approve or does show that, and is that with me, it is safe to look into these books and use and look at it for as knowledge. Second Enoch, verse 22. This is the Most High speaking to Enoch. 22, it says, and the Lord, capital LRD, whichever one, the Lord or and the Most High or and Yahweh, with his own mouth said to me. So just real quick, I gotta ask you, Uriah, who is this right here, just in that first part talking?
I mean, it's saying that the Most High is speaking.
Oh, okay. And the Most High said, with his own mouth said to me, be brave, Enoch. Don't be frightened. Stand up and stand in front of my face forever. And the Lord said to and I won't even say Lord, I'm going to just go say Most High. And the Most High said to his servants, sounding them out, let Enoch join in and stand in front of my face forever. And the Most High said to Revoil, that's one of his angels up there, bring out the books from my storehouses and fetch a pen for speed writing and give it to Enoch and read him the books. Second Enoch, verse 24. And the Most High called me, and he said to me, again, this is the Most High talking to Enoch out of his own mouth. Enoch, sit to the left of me with Gabriel and I did obeisance to the Most High. But check this out. And the Most High spoke to me, Enoch, whatever you see and whatever things are standing still or moving about were brought to perfection by me. And look at this. And I myself will explain it to you. Now I gotta ask you, just real quick, who is talking in these verses? This is the book of Enoch where I pulled all the information with the moon saying that it's 300, with Enoch telling us that there's 354 days, and then that there's 364 days in a year, and that the moon will and that the moon runs on a 19-year cycle. Who's speaking right here?
Now, if you go behind the word Lord, it's not the same thing that's mentioned in the Tanakh. And we can
So
no, I'm just
okay,
saying, but
so
that's
in the
but that's
King
but that's
James Bible, in the King
but
James
no, I'm
Bible, does
saying
it not read
before.
the exact same
No, I'm
way?
saying throw the throw throw the King James away or whatever. You got
We
one book.
can't because that's scriptures, right?
No,
You
no, no,
can't
no,
throw
no,
those
no,
away.
no. I'm saying no because you got one that's written in Greek, and you got one that's written in Hebrew, right?
You talking about the Bible or the
I'm
Enoch?
talking about where this stems from.
The book of
One is
Enoch?
written in Greek, and the other one is written in Hebrew, right? Just like
Same
the
as King James
just like
Bible.
the King James. When we go to the roots and all of that, is you go to the Hebrew. If I was to go, say for instance, let's just hypothetically, I go to the New Testament. I'm going to the Greek to find out what words mean. You get what I'm saying?
Right, I feel that. I understand what you're
Okay.
saying.
So when you go behind this word, is it the so-called tetragrammaton?
See, I don't know what's it called. It mentioned the Tetragrammaton, and no scripture nowhere mentions the Tetragrammaton. And all of these books that I've studied, the Tetragrammaton is never mentioned. So
Now,
I can't,
I personally, look,
I
see, the
can't
thing is,
attest to that.
I see, like when it comes to like the name of the Most High and stuff like that, I go off of what is that, Zephaniah 3:9, when it said that he'll bring back a pure language and a pure tongue, and he said
Oh,
then
okay, yeah,
that
yeah,
day,
yeah, yeah.
he said that day that we all call on his name, and that day. So when it comes to the name, I don't say what name is right or what's name wrong or whatever the case may be. However, we do know that the enemies went deep and hide in the Most High's name in the Old Testament, right? And when you go to the Old Testament in the Tanakh, they use this tetragrammaton there. Period. You know what I mean?
No,
The
that's fine.
YHWH, right? So whenever you, because it's just like this. If the Quran say, Uncle Al says unto me, well, is that the Most High? You know what I mean? If somebody else could write that, you know what I'm saying? But the Tetragrammaton is written in Hebrew. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I
So
still gotta say, the Bible, which everybody teach out of, which you was just even relying on extremely heavily, the word Lord, whether it's capital or lowercase, is written in the same manner. Would you not agree?
that's what
What
I'm
you're
saying.
seeing on this
Yeah, that's what
screen,
I'm, but that's what I'm showing you is that if I was to read the Quran and it talked about God said something to me or whatever the case may be, even though in their book they're saying that's the Most High, that don't make it the real Most High speaking. You get what I'm saying? Even in the
I, I
Quran.
I feel what you're saying. I'll digress to that. So this is just to show, regardless, it's the King James Version Bible, which everybody teaches out of,
Right.
which
And
I'm using
it's many
I'm using their
versions.
language, their verbiage. I don't use this logic, but this is the logic that I would hear when I teach this about the Enoch and Jubilees. The exact way it's worded that you all are seeing on the screen is exactly how you would find the Most High being represented in the King James Bible. So, with this being said, we can clearly see that at least, regardless of our differences, it's reading exactly just like the King James Bible in regards to saying "Thus saith the Most High" or "the Most High said this and that." I just wanted to show that piece in the book of Enoch, and then real quick, the last slide in
Do you
Jubilees.
go off? Do you go off the New Testament?
I'm familiar with the New Testament, but I don't go off of the New Testament. I'm not a. I don't follow JC if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Do you?
nah. I was so you got to understand. I'm 35. I was born and raised in this under brother Alicia class.
Right.
Uh, Alicia, Tyree, brother Dan, all of those individuals. I was
And,
taught that
and,
from
and
a
the
kid.
thing is that
It wasn't until
don't get me
I got
wrong.
older. It wasn't until I got older when the Bible started giving me more questions than I was getting answers. And then
Right.
when I asked the Most High for knowledge, this is where He led me. And then all of my questions began to start going to bed. But that ain't
Okay.
neither here nor there. I wanted to show for all those who may be watching or will watch, just real quick, even in the Book of Jubilees, this is for people who have not studied the Book of Jubilees, because what I keep hearing is people try to knock down the Book of Enoch and Jubilees, and then when I ask them, have they actually studied from front to back? Every last one of them has said the word no. Every last one of them, or they'll say, "I read it up to a certain point and then I stopped." And you cannot give your synopsis on a book and you haven't completed it. It's like study and show thyself approved. You can't speak on something that you don't really know nothing about. You will look kind of ignorant. You gotta seek out these matters. This is why Elisha was so cold. I don't know if you recall Elisha, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
was this is why he was so cold, because he went into the New Testament thoroughly. He studied it. So he was able to tackle those, individuals who follow the New Testament with great veracity. Like, so with this being said, I studied the book of Jubilees and Enoch and like crazy. This ain't nothing I just, started pulled out of my cheeks. I've been studying for a month or 2 months. I was on this for years. I read this thing from front to back to front, and was testing these things in nature itself. So I can say that, and I always ask people, they always say the Most High don't never speak in none of these books. And then, like I said, when I ask, did you read these books? They all tell me no. And I'll be like, I refrain myself, but now I see I got to start saying this. If you haven't read the book and studied it yourself, then you can't nullify it or say that it's not consistent with something. You need to read the book for yourself, study it, and then come back. And then I guarantee you, the Most High will open up your eyes. Not you particular, just anybody who tries to speak down on these books and but haven't read them themselves. I can't. I would knock you because you read I say the King James Bible too, but if I did it, I couldn't knock you. You would have to check me. Like, hold on, bro, did you read the book of King James? I mean, the Bible. If you ain't read it, then how can you say anything about it? That's logically speaking. But on the screen, though, for anybody watching, for those who will say that the Most High does not speak in these books, here just I couldn't label them all because that would be crazy. I have PowerPoints for days. Chapter 1, he's saying, and he said, this is the Most High right here. Incline thy heart to every word which I shall speak to thee on this mount, and write them in a book in order that their generations may see how I have not forsaken them for all the evil which they have wrought in transgressing the covenant which I established between me and thee for generations this day on Mount Sinai. We all know that was Moses up there when he went up when the Most High called him up there. Chapter in the same chapter, verse 21. And the Lord said unto Moses, or for other individuals, and the Most High, or and Yahweh said unto Moses, I know their contrariness and their thoughts and their stiff neckedness, and they will not be obedient till they confess their own sin and the sin of their fathers. In the same chapter, verse 26, and he said to the angel of the present, this is the Most High talking to the angel of presence. That is a title that certain angels got in heaven. And he said, which is the Most High, and the Most High said to the angel of the presence, write for Moses, from the beginning of creation till my sanctuary has been built among them for all eternity. And in the last verse, just chapter 2 again, and he said unto us, this is the Most High speaking again. Behold, I will separate unto myself a people from among all the peoples, and these shall keep the Sabbath day, and I will sanctify them unto myself as my people, and I will bless them. And I have sanctified the Sabbath day and sanctified unto myself, even so I will bless them, and they shall be my people, and I will be their Most High or Elohim. So I just wanted to show that to the people, and and those watching or who may watch this, that if when you come up against when you have individuals who say that the Most High don't speak in these books, simply ask them, did you study these books yourself? And if their answer is no, one, you won't be mean or nasty to them, but you just got to question them, like, well, how can I listen to you, because you didn't study these books like I did. And then not only that, with you saying that the Most High don't speak in these books, here are just a few verses that was shown, that says, thus saith the Most High, or the Most High said to me, etc., etc. So I just wanted to end on that piece. And I
Do
can
you
stop.
know that the book of Enoch, the people that do follow JC, they utilize the book of Enoch as prophecy for Christ?
The people the people, they use the King James Version Bible for the
So
same thing. They use Apocrypha as well.
how would you counteract someone that uses the the book of Enoch uh as prophecy of the Christ of the New Testament?
Well, I wouldn't even use that book. I wouldn't even meet them on that in
Because
that
no,
realm.
that's where some people could take you. You know what I mean? Because it's some stuff that was spoken of. I got a brother that's a Messianic, and he utilizes the Book of Enoch, and he can use it. He use it to actually prove the Christ of the New Testament.
Or then I would say I would like to talk to him. You can give him my number. I talk to him personally, or we can all three talk on the sidebar. And I want to see. I would like to actually hear him out on where verses he's using, and study what his perspective, and go from there. I don't want to just count him all the way out or nothing like that, but I just want to hear what he got to say.
Right. Right.
So that's
So if
how I
it
would.
did, no, but my question is, so if it did come to pass, if his understanding was valid, would that cause you to go towards the Christ of the New Testament?
I would say I know who the Most High is, and scriptures tell him I only had one son, and that was Israel. And even if he was somehow able to establish Christ, that would just only tell me that he's just a messenger with a message. You don't worship him, because even in the New Testament, like even Alicia used to teach, he say, JC said, I was sent into the lost sheep of Israel.
Right.
I wasn't sent for no other people, and he was only sent for as a messenger, not as a savior. He had to come with a message. I don't care who the messenger is. Did you get the message? That's where I'm at. That's what I'm on. Because I know if whoever, my point is, whoever come in the name of the Most High, that's who God can only rock with. That's
Right.
that's that's just who I'm gonna rock with. So whoever the Most High seeing, I don't care if he sent the cat that was able to speak human language. Hey,
I
this
agree with
y'all, I'm allowed. I bet this the time. This is where he chose.
you. Right.
So
I definitely agree with you too.
the end all be all of that is I follow the Most High. We got in trouble for following other people other than the Most High. So I know better than to let somebody, even if they were to establish JC in the book of Enoch and say he's a god or something, I would be like, I'm cool on that. I learned from all these years and through the testimonies of these books that when Israel did any such thing, the Most High got ticked off. He was mad, and he abandoned us, or he put curses on us. So I'm only gonna stick with the Most High. That's the best way I can logically, humbly answer that question.
Okay. I like to have a sit down with the brother, have him come on the channel and y'all speak on that. You know what I mean? Since
That
y'all both
sounds
go
dope.
off,
You do it.
yeah. If y'all both, since y'all both go by the same book, and that's one thing. Like when it comes to this book, there ain't no one understanding that like I got it all right. So I always
It's a
keep an
team
open.
effort.
I always keep an open mind because at the end of the day, it says us that knowledge shall increase. It's certain things that Maury Alicia taught that I disagree with now just because the knowledge increased. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And the thing is that in order for us to grow, we got to keep an open mind and we got to definitely keep growing and having these conversations. Some people run from having conversations. Like we able to have differences and still come out with a civil conversation. You know what I mean?
Fact,
Some
facts.
people can't do that. You get what I'm saying? So that's the whole purpose of the channel, and that's what it's for. Like, man, I'm just trying to get it to where brothers can unite, and that's what this is called, like divine dialogue. And that's what we have, these divine dialogues. We talk about building, and we talk about all the stuff that help us grow as a nation. And until we can talk our differences through, I think that we won't be strong of a nation. Because man,
Fact.
I got a preponderance of differences. Like man, even when it comes to like for instance, say for instance, just the Shabbat day, we can have a conversation on that, man. I personally believe that it's based off the moon. Um, but however, what I from my understanding is that the scriptures don't show nobody keeping feast days in the land of the captivity. You know what I mean? So when I look at us trying to keep a lot of the feast days and things of that nature, I'm starting to grow an understanding that that's impossible. Because like for instance, if we was to actually like try to keep the Shabbat, if you and the scriptures say do all right, the strangers ain't supposed to work within our gates,
Right. Facts. They're not allowed to.
right?
They were supposed to
And
do whatever we did.
exactly. So if a stranger is working outside of your gate or in your gates, then you breaking the Shabbat because the reason why that is because if you go to the book of Nehemiah, it talks about they closed the gates before the Sabbath day to keep the strangers from coming in and selling merchandise, right? If
Right.
that was the case and everybody just do what they want to do, they would allow the strangers to come in.
Right. And work in the land, and they would be defiling the land at that point.
Right. And the thing is that the Almighty told us what to do in the book of Jeremiah, the 29th chapter, when we go into the land of the Babylon. Build ye houses, plant ye gardens, eat the fruit of them, take wives, give your sons wives and your daughters husbands, and seek the peace of the city and wait on him. And that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be trying to build a nation within a nation, well, a community within a community. We're supposed to be trying to actually build something that we can raise a righteous generation in. But we kind of go into differences. But the Almighty said that the watchman won't see eye to eye till he bring back Zion. Right now, our focus is trying to survive, right? We trying to
Right.
figure out a game plan how to make money because you can't build houses broke. You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
You can't plant gardens. In order to have food, you need resources, right? To plant gardens and eat the fruit thereof, you got to have land. So my understanding of the scriptures is that he kicked us out of the land because we started worshiping other gods, right?
Right.
It ain't about not keeping the Sabbath day. It ain't about not wearing fringes. It ain't about not doing all this stuff because he told us, he said that I hate your new moons and your Shabbats. You could be
Yep.
keeping the Sabbath day, but you still sinning all the other crap.
Yep.
So I think what we supposed to do in captivity is even though we had these conversations, our main focus is to be building. Like we need to be figuring out how to actually like put our resources together, how to actually grow something, man. Because in truth, man, ain't no telling. That's another thing I differentiate with Maria Alicia on. I don't believe in the 400 years. Because if it was going on, then we would have been up out of here by now.
Real quick, man. I when you go through all of these books, the King James Bible, the Quran, the Apocrypha, Enoch, Jubilees, all of these books have certain dates in them, and when you do the dates and you add them up the correct way, you will know. I hate to say this, but 400 years that's been up,
Been
and
up.
there's a calculation for that. But I'll yield to
But
that.
that's what I'm saying is that been up. That's why I don't go by it. Our punishment is predicated on us getting out of idolatry. Period.
That fornication, just
All
sin
of
in
it.
general, that's
Yeah.
facts.
So
Jubilees even addresses that. He said that there will be those who will seek my law and my face towards the end. In the book of Jubilees, he was like, but they gonna struggle. But I'll show you that another time though. But I'm agreeing with you. I look to reason. I look for the right reason, the right wisdom, and then the right understanding is
right.
what I look for. And I would say this, and not to be off topic, but uh, you taught me something that I didn't even know. It was on one of your presentations. It was using the stars. I thought that was freaking amazing. It blew me away. It put a smirk on my face because I was like, dang, that's how you use the stars to determine the season. And you was using Spica and Ursa Major or the Big Dipper or whatnot. And you was using it, you was showing a picture of it and how it rotates and its orientations, which will signal which will help you signal a seat what season you was in. So I was like, dang, that's cold that he was able to determine that or to peep that. So you taught me that, and now I got that in my bag, which was I now use. I didn't know how to really use Stellarium, but based off of watching you, I learned how to use Stellarium in like zero point 0.5 seconds. So just an FYI,
That
I'm an
made
IT guy. So like for years, so I'm naturally logical, detail oriented, and I'm a troubleshooting person. So I thought that was real slick. I ain't gonna lie, I was smirking. I was like, damn. I was like, I'll be. That's how in the heck you use the daggone stars. And the if you were to use the stars to help you determine a season. And you can use about one simple one, which is Ursa Major. And then I learned some other things, but I definitely just wanted to give you kudos. I've been wanting to say that to you even at the beginning, but we had already got into a bunch of stuff. So yeah, for those listening, I definitely learned that from him is how the stars operate as
and
far as
even with the book of Jubilees, that's see like I don't take away like the book of Enoch and the book of I'm not saying they're wrong, right? Because it's all of what you go by. It's just like a person that goes off of 360 and adds the 3 days on the end of the year, right? It's what you go by, right? So when it goes even with the Jubilees, the fourth season to break up. Like even when you was just talking about with Ursa Major, it fits into that Jubilee. You know what I mean? With
facts.
the Big Dipper, it show you like spring, summer, fall. You know, because some people would say it's only 2 seasons, right? In which you can say that,
You can say
but
that I can let somebody slide with that.
the thing is that harvest has a period of time. Seed time has a period of time, and seed time lasts more than just 1 month. Harvest lasts more than 1 month. You know what I mean? So regardless if one say that it's 1 or 4 seasons or two, whatever, you still got to recognize it's 4 divisions in a year. You know what I mean? Period.
Nah, facts.
And
I
that's
agree
one
with
thing that Jubilees bring out that it's 4 divisions of a year. You get what I'm saying?
Nah, facts. I agree with you 100%. You know, I agree with you 100%.
But yeah, man. But sure, sure, we can definitely have more conversation, man. There's so much, bro. And that's one thing. I used to go, to a lot of the camps, but that's why it's always good to get an understanding for yourself and not rely on man. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly, and that's what I did, and then that's what led me to all these other discoveries with the book of Enoch and time and how the months are to be structured.
Man,
And then when we go back to these older elders, I hate to say it, I mean respectfully,
they not gonna listen to
they
us.
don't really receive it because one, I'm younger, and then it's the saying you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Like,
Yep.
so and then it kind of treads on their power of authority, as them being mores and things like that. Like they don't really like that. Me, I don't care for none of that. The real reason why I look at all of these books, because I was trying to find truth for the people so we can be united, and the most
Right.
I can hear us again. He'd be like, look, them go my gang, they go ganging them right there, meaning all of
Right.
Israel. Let me go get them up out of there. That's
Man,
my only goal. I have no goal to want to be right or correct. I mean, I want to be
man,
right, but I don't get off on that. I would just, this ain't none of my knowledge. I didn't make any of this up. I don't take any credit for any of this. This is knowledge that comes out of these books. And so this ain't even my knowledge or understanding. Well, this is my understanding, but this ain't my knowledge per se. This is
right.
this
You're
is
right.
this is came before me. So I don't take no credit or nothing like that. I just want to show it, give it to the people, let them put it through the fire, and then you know what I mean, and then we grow from there because it's just too much arguing and too much.
And that's the thing, man. It's like you said, the main thing with unifying. One thing I peeped, and it just the spirit hit me on because I've been studying outside of the Bible too. I even jump outside of the book. You feel me? And I study other theologians and things of that nature, people that's thought thinkers and things like that, right? But the main thing that it comes back to, the Almighty Spirit dwells within us too. You get what I'm saying? So
Facts.
to say this, right? We always been lost on what our power is. When the Almighty constantly kept telling us we are gods, most people just read that and just keep going. They don't ponder
Facts.
and think, what does he mean by this? What is that thought? Like, what is that? Right? But in truth, the Almighty is letting us know clearly, and he let us know in the book of Genesis, he said, my spirit should not always dwell within man. I
Facts.
should
He said
let,
you only got
I should
120 years.
exactly. So you got the Almighty Spirit within you. Even the Christ in the New Testament teaches this. You know what I mean? But the thing is, us as Israel, we look for things that outside of us, right? And I got an elder that I talk to about this all the time, and man, he deep too. But in truth, the Savior is in within you. Period. The Almighty said, I'm the only Savior. He said that his spirit dwells within us. Period. So we sitting on the couch waiting for some type of person to fall out the sky and just put us on a cloud and fly us to the land or do whatever he gonna do. That's not how it go. He told Joshua and them be strong of a good courage. But in truth, the reason why he let Joshua and Caleb go into the land is because they believed. They believed that the land was theirs. They believed in the Most High. They believed that he was with them, right? We don't believe. We think that somebody outside of us, the Almighty told us in Deuteronomy, the 8th chapter, the 18th verse, that he gives us the power to build wealth. He tells us that he already gives us these things. He said, if ye do not believe, ye shall not be established, right? So we don't believe in ourselves. We keep telling ourselves that we cursed. We keep telling ourselves that we're going through affliction. We keep telling ourselves that we're going through all of this. Well, as a man thinking in his heart, so is he. If
So
you
is
keep
he?
telling yourself that you cursing all of that, then you're going to carry yourself like that. Or is you going to tell yourself that you blessed? Because when I read Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, he says, I give you the blessing and the curse. He just don't give us curses. The nation might be cursed, but we could be blessed, though. You get what I'm saying?
Facts. No, I get
So,
what you're saying.
so when you look at somebody like a Daniel or a Joseph, they was in captivity, but the Almighty raised them up to be noble, high level men in their captivity. And that's what's not getting teached to Israel. We're not getting teach self-worth. We're not getting teach the God that's within us or that power. He said, didn't I make y'all gods? I said, I made y'all a little lesser than the angels.
Hey, see,
So
now
why
you
don't
touching
y'all
on
carry yourself like that?
you touching on you touching on something that I ain't shared, but it'll be for next time. But yeah, because it show you what when you read the book of Enoch, he teaches you well out of the book of Enoch. Once you understand those numbers and things like that, um, you start to see how it's in your heart physically. It's crazy, but I show that to the people a different time because, like I
Yeah,
said, man, you both got a lot, so
yeah.
and
And
I
I'll
got a
probably
lot.
even with this video, I'll probably break it up. I'll probably record it and break it up in segments too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
nah, that's
it'll be you know, people want to watch it if I break it up into like hour type parts.
nah facts,
Yeah,
facts.
man, definitely, man. We definitely need to have these conversations, man, because like I said, I like having an open-minded conversation. And like you said, brother, like most people, even though it's something they don't agree with, they ain't gonna hear it. And in truth, the scriptures say that he that answered the matter before he heareth it, shame and folly should be unto him. You know what I mean?
Exactly, exactly. And I'm
So
hey,
regardless if one disagree or not, you still gotta hear it. And then you know, then you go to the next thing when he said he that what he said, believe it every word. Dang, what's that scripture? He said that basically you gotta search out a matter. You got,
yeah,
you know,
it is the honor of kings to search out a matter, seek out a matter.
yeah, yeah. And then he said, you know, every word. So it's basically like when I gotta get the right scripture, but the main thing he was saying that I think it's in the Proverbs when it, you know, don't believe every word you posted like uh search through what you hear, basically. You know what I mean? So in other words, just because I hear it, you know what I mean, don't mean I should take it as face value. You're
Right.
supposed to
Search it
digest
out.
it and supposed to understand it. You feel me? But the main thing is he said that he that you know
Proverbs 25:2. The honor of kings is to search out a matter.
yeah.
That's what it
And then
was.
it's another scripture too though. You know, but it definitely it dives into, like I said, like, you know what I mean, you're supposed to search out uh you know, don't believe every word, but search it out. And that's what a lot of people do. They just whatever they teacher teaches them, that's what they go by. You
That's
know what
what
I
they
mean?
go by.
And
That's
that's not wisdom. If me being a good
fact.
teacher, if say for instance, if I taught a student and 20, 30 years from now, he bring out something new to me and it comes out that he was right, that means I did a good job because I taught my student how to think for themselves. See, if I don't teach a person how to think for themselves, then they can never go further. They can never fulfill Daniel when knowledge is increasing, right?
Fact.
Because they only going off of what they was taught, and that's not wisdom. There ain't no
Man,
wisdom in that at all. And Moray
fact.
Alicia never wanted us to be like that. Moray, I seen videos where Moray Alicia said that if y'all still teaching the same thing 10 years from now, then something is wrong.
Some is I said this. Hey, man.
But
I
it ain't
said
no
the same.
changing.
It's been
And
30 years.
I've been revealed so much stuff. Even when like we was talking about the tetragrammaton, man. Like I done seen things in that made me shy away from it. You get what I'm saying? That's why I go to the book of Zephaniah 3 and I go to the book of Hosea, the second chapter, because it tells us in that day in the second covenant or whatever, he would take belly out of our mouths and give us issue or tell us his name. You know what I mean? We would no longer call on Baal, right? But when you do the history and you do the knowledge on all these names, they all go back to Baal. They all go back to Baal, bruh. Why do you think? Why do you think the Christians say hallelujah? Why do you think? I mean, it's no difference. You know what I mean? I know that the Almighty says in His prophecy that He will be the one that restore our language, and we that in that day we'll call on Him. Not only that, He said that I, Him singular, will take the names of Balium out of our mouth. So if He's doing these things, then that's letting me know that He's the one that's going to do them things. Like,
Nah, facts.
you know what I mean?
Facts.
So that's why I learned, man, because I done seen a lot of stuff like when it comes to witchcraft, and a lot of people say the Jews don't use that, but they do to an extent. They still use the tetragrammaton. Some don't, but some do. You know what I mean? And the main thing is that, like, if you're not searching for yourself, you would just you will be oblivious to everything. That's why he say he that what it say that my people are destroyed for their lack of knowledge, but then people stop, but you got to keep reading. He said,
I
because
keep
you
going.
reject knowledge, I will reject thee. You know what I mean?
Gotta
So
keep going.
if you rejecting the knowledge, then at the end of the day, man, it's like the Almighty ain't gonna deal with you. That's why even if you don't agree, it's good to still hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Cause like I said, you taught me to. I ain't gonna lie, that was the coldest thing I heard you say was the stars piece. I said, oh yeah, buddy code for that. I ain't even gonna lie. I just that's now in my bag. Like, it doesn't really change anything, but it's now it's
Nah,
like,
but it's,
okay,
it's
how
still
does it
like
all
I said,
use?
it all still work together. I mean,
Yeah, it
even
all works together.
when
That's
the
the
book
thing
of
is that
Enoch, when you show fall and your count on the Enoch calendar, it might be some days off here and there, whatever the case may be, but still, when it's fall, and it's fall.
it's fall, right?
You know what I mean? When it's winter is winter, spring is spring, and it's summer is summer. You know what I mean? It just might be a few days here and there. That's what separate everybody else. But the main thing is if we ever was to get lost, say if you was to get lost, you know what I mean? Even if you going with the 364 count, and it happened to just change to fall, to pick it up in the 7th month. You know what I mean?
Right, because the Most High don't change. That count will
To
never
pick it
change.
up, to pick it up in the 7th month with your count. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Or if it happened to change the winter, then to pick it up in your 10th month. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. Exactly. And then, real quick, I just, when people first, when I try to teach this at first, most people don't see it. And then when they see it, they be like, damn, that's cold. Like, if they see it, hopefully they see it. And if they don't, then that's cool. I ain't got no animosity to them. But
You still be
that,
going to the house of Israel?
yeah, and this is what I was going, like, I've been going for like the past month. And then I was trying to introduce this to him. But when I did, this is when I kept getting kind of shut down by all the mores, and they would say is similar to what you were saying is the Most High don't speak in these books, and I would be like, well, you need to let me teach this, and then we gonna see who was actually studying or not, but they ain't really literally turned their backs on me, literally. Like
Man,
they'll walk away right from me and like they don't want to hear it and that. So I was just like, all right, man, it is what it is. Like I see it, it ain't you gotta wait on the most high. I can't force it. This is for those who got an ear, who want to hear, those who got that spirit in the most high to, what I mean, to search out these matters. This is who this is for.
you ever took that to Moriah Shire?
That's the one that was in the in the podcast,
Not
wasn't
not
it?
not 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 that. I'm talking about Moriah Shire that's in on Kipper Lane.
That's that dark skinned dude.
Yeah, yeah.
I know I don't per se know him, but I never went to their class.
You should try to go to their class one time and bring. They'll see the one thing about their class. You can bring it up. You get what I'm saying, and they'll have a conversation about it. They ain't gonna see. Not I ain't saying nothing bad about 1664 because you know that's where Maury Alicia established it. He'll be Maury Dan, but at the end of the day, them still my family, man. And
Nah,
but the
facts.
thing is, they don't, but they don't like anything that could be like confusing to that they would say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They want to just go by the same 1, 2, 3, 4, and which ain't nothing
Right.
with
And
it.
when you stay there, it's the same.
Yeah,
When you know
it ain't
better, you
nothing
do
wrong with
better.
it because that's why they don't like even going into the New Testament no more. You know what I mean? They don't like doing anything of that nature. But in truth, you got to do it. You know what I mean?
You got
But
to, man.
But
So
I'm telling you, go over the Moriah Shia class with the information you got. They gonna agree with most of it. They definitely gonna agree with you with most of it. There's gonna be some pushback on certain things, but they at least gonna let you voice your opinion. You get what I'm saying?
nah, I feel
You
that.
probably you definitely get further with them than you would, and even with Minister Michael. I don't know if you hit the Minister Michael, but he used to
Uh-uh.
teach a children's class back in the day.
Oh, dark skin. He used
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
He was
yeah.
married to that one lady who passed away. Hezekiah, sister
Yeah,
Hezekiah.
yeah, you
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember
He
him.
he over there in Roseline, man. And he matter of fact, he go by the New Test. I mean, not the New Test. He goes by the Apocrypha.
Oh yeah. Oh word. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he go by the Apocrypha. I think he might go by Jubilees and Enoch. I don't know. I think he
Because
do though.
Apocrypha got some interesting things I can talk about too.
Now, it's one thing that threw me off on the Apocrypha. I ain't even gonna lie. It's in the book of Jasher. The
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with Jasper. I
Yeah,
studied
yeah,
that
yeah,
too.
yeah. The Book of Jasher, the 24th chapter, I believe. It talked about Rebecca being 10 years old when Isaac married her, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I think it was. I had to re-look into that. I know they was married. I know back then they married young. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, but
So they
yeah,
wanted to kind of make it like there was pedophilia, being pedophile.
yeah, pedophilic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how the Jews they basically on that as well. The Jews they do some perverted shit too when it comes to they like circumcisions and all that bullshit. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Cause in there it talk about a day being 1,000 years, and when you
Yeah.
actually look at that, it blow you away. The mathematics that come out of that is incredible. Is extreme when you apply it with Enoch, it'll blow you away. You will start finding out how old the earth really is, how old you are on this earth. You're going to learn how the 365-day, 24-hour system is corrupted and it's actually making us extremely sick. But I ain't going to keep, go into any of that. But, it get crazy. Like, and it all be lining up. So it's just a lot that I got to share. You
Yeah,
know,
man. Just like keep coming with this, and even shit coming with like we could do something like this once a week or something like what I mean.
I'll be down
And,
for that. Shoot,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I say I got a lot, bro. I mean, a lot.
What all you
Like,
do for like your profession, man?
I'm an
Like what all
IT guy.
you into?
I'm an IT guy. So
So you IT, what is that?
all I do, so the information technology. So that's those guys that work on computers, networks, Wi-Fi, internet, all that jazz, cell
Yeah.
phones, tablets, software, build and break stuff. Build, not break
Oh
stuff.
man, so
Build
you
and
know
break
how to
IT.
create, so you know how to code and all that too.
I don't get into the coding part. I know people who do that, but I'm more so on the troubleshooting end, like how to fix and put things together, processes and procedures on things. Like, yeah. Outside of coding, yeah, I do all of that. Outside of
So
coding,
like even when so you good with like when it comes to like websites and stuff like that, like creating because I got a few businesses. Like I got a ice cream business. I got I'm doing actually a remodeling. Like I'm a plumber, so I do plumbing and remodeling and stuff like that. And I got to help a wellness business, but the main thing is I need help on um, basically like coming up with systems, like what I mean, like even with bookkeeping and creating accounts and stuff like that, and all
Well,
the new
yeah.
stuff.
So like, yeah, like that piece. I do or work with. It's like basically I'm a mechanic for computers
Okay, I
or
see what you're saying.
a doctor, working on a body, a human body, or you come in sick and be like, okay, what's the problem? Here's the symptoms. How do you fix it? Or even in some cases, worst case scenario, surgery, meaning you broke something or your computer got a virus, um, things like that. Like I'm techno savvy.
Okay,
That's where
I
I'm
see what
at.
you're saying. So yeah, so like you do like basically like cleaning up a computer if it's catching virus and shit like that.
That or coming to your house or a job or a business and say you wanted your network set up, like to have
Yeah.
internet, firewalls, and all that type of stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
that would be me.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I
So
be on.
even with like, say for instance, like if I get cameras, you know where I'm at, because I'm at the building right now. But like, if I get cameras put up in there, you basically know how to like hook it up to the point when the you see it from your phone and do all the one stuff.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Stuff
Okay.
like that,
Yeah,
similar to
yeah.
that.
That's yeah. I should I could next year for sure, man. I could pay you for that for sure, man. Because I definitely need some security systems and stuff put up in here too.
Okay, yeah, word. When we come to that, we can cross that threshold whenever you're ready, man. You
All
know.
right, but yeah, man. I'm happy you came on here, man. We definitely got to do it again, man.
Facts. I'm excited, bro. I definitely be down. All you gotta do is shoot me a text or something, man. And then, like I said, I got a lot more to share, and then we can always go back on the stuff that we already talked about to get a better understanding. You know what I mean of things. So yeah, we can definitely lock in for sure. Definitely, and anybody
Yeah, yeah.
else
I'm gonna
who
bring. I'm gonna
on
bring
that
in. Like
same
I said, I
page.
definitely want to bring in. I got a few people off the rip that I want to bring in. Like I said, I got the elder that I want to bring in, and I definitely want to bring the New Testament brother. That he a good brother. Bring him in, had a conversation because he got good points. Like even when it comes to, it's hard to break down Daniel 9. You know what I mean? But like they got good prophecies in the scriptures. You know what I mean?
Nah,
But he
facts.
brings out a lot of different prophecies, even in the Apocrypha and the Jubilees and Enoch and all that too.
All right, word then, my brother. Like it's been a pleasure and an honor. I'm glad to even be, on your platform and just to take the time out to even, let me share that type of stuff. And like I said, uh, I was glad I was, came across you because you taught me about the how to use the stars and stellarium. So that was cold. I ain't gonna lie. I still think about that. So yeah, man, it's been an honor and I'm grateful, man.
Yeah,
Just let
for
me
sure,
know.
man. Likewise, man. So go ahead and in the stream real quick, man. So should I just catch up with you, man? I'll shoot you a text, man.
Bro, yeah, you can text me, bro. You can call me, bro. Cause I don't got nobody that I can like, even still nobody that I can like talk to in this manner and they actually understand what's going on. Like, you know what I mean? They without them being, all the way completely lost or just turning their back in general. Like,
Right.
so yeah, bro. Anytime, bro, just shoot me a text, man. I
All
mean,
right, man.
link in.
All right, man. Shalom. Catch up with you.
Shalom. Shalom.